TEG, proud sponsors of TEG Cusick Park, serving aviation, biopharmaceuticals and medical industries across the globe. TEG has been to the fore in the fight against COVID-19 with our customers and partners. A local business employing local people. Visit teg.com/careers to learn more. Wishing all our GA patrons a safe passage through the championship.
Seventh Coaches, proud sponsor of Westmeath GA Hurling Championships. Clark's Bar, wishing all teams the very best today. MJ Stone Building and Developments, proud sponsor of Westmeath GA.
Cusick Park pitch is 145 metres long. Imagine 3 of these bridge beams would make up the length of the pitch. Now transport 30 of them from Harney to Kildare. A challenge overcome by a great team with the support of a great community. My name is Pat Barrett, Project Manager, Shay Murtagh Precast.
Fáilte go ústa go dtí Park Keysog TEG, ladies and gentlemen, you're very welcome to TEG Cusick Park for this afternoon. Shay Murtagh Precast intermediate football final round game between Castledaly and Maryland. It's Paul Doolan here on commentary for Eirvy TV, and I'm joined this afternoon by head of sport in the Westmeath Examiner, that's Damien Maher. And Damien, really this is a winner-take-all game here in the intermediate championship and between Castledaly and Maryland.
Yeah, absolutely, Paul. And coming from Section B, of course, only 2 teams emerging there. Milton Pass at the moment out in front in that,
and can't be caught.
And
really,
they're going to finish first. So the battle is on for second place. Castledaly and Maryland both on 4 points here. So yes, the winner goes to 6 points, and it would take a shock result then for Castledaly Cool Whitehall to beat Milton Pass and put them on 6 points. And I'm not too sure after that then, because it will come down to scoring difference. But certainly the winner here is in a great position to finish second.
It looks like they're going to finish in that second position. And I suppose from the start of the year, Damien, yourself no more than myself thought, you know, the team that were in trouble were Maryland. Had a very poor year last year, just managed to avoid relegation, I suppose, to say the least. Castledaly are the big surprise that they're in this position, you know. Former champions here no more than, 10-15 years ago, senior level. And
they're now having to battle.
And now having to battle to stay, and you know, slightly fortunate in some of their games as well to be in this position, to be still there. But look, they have some wonderful players. Maryland, of course, an ageing side. Damien, we've said this on many occasions. You know, a lot of lads with lots of miles on the clock, but have given great service not only to Maryland but indeed to Westmeath. And speaking in particular, the likes of Callum McCormack and Kieran Martin, you know. And a lot of these lads have really put the shoulder to the wheel. The Kincaid brothers are a long time. I'm a long time coming here to TEG Cusick Park. They're a long time playing in that blue jersey in Maryland, of course, intermediate champions here. Not that long ago, I remember a wonderful 3-game saga against your own club, Ballycarrigy here, that held the whole county in awe here for the 3 games here that were played that time. I think it went to a penalty shootout nearly to decide who was going to win that. And
actually,
you know, they're both teams
by Callum McCormack.
Callum McCormack, yeah. And it's just as the fellow says, Father Time moves on, and it's a kind of a change into the guard. Both teams in major transition, Damien.
I suppose that's the word that describes it best. Maybe in transition. It's a sign too that the smaller kind of rural clubs are struggling a little bit. They're going through kind of a change with population trends and everything like that, and there's pressure on them. We saw it at senior level as well with Terrace Pass yesterday, you know, dropping back to Section B. That's a blow to them. You know, ironically enough, Athlone as well have dropped back. They'll be very disappointed with that. But sticking with the intermediate, yes, two clubs in transition here, and I would say it's going to be a very, very interesting battle. If you were to call it, to me it looks a 50-50 game. Maryland have played during the week. It'll be interesting to see if that's going to be a factor. They've played only, 3 or 4 days ago.
And let's get rid of the elephant in the room here. Under very controversial circumstances.
Yeah, they managed to get a win.
They managed to get a win with 15 men when it should have been 14, according to everybody that was in attendance. But look, that matters not little to them, and it mattered little to us, because the scoreline, the only scoreline that matters is the scoreline that the referee had on his scorecard. So they have now qualified to take the chance to get into it. But if you look down the lineups, Damien, I mean, it's a who's who nearly in Maryland of former county players. Callum McCormack, Kieran Martin, as I said, the Kincaid brothers, who have given huge service to the club, and Joe Hart at full forward.
Joe Hart at full forward could be a key player here. Yes,
if you look at
generally very accurate, a good left foot, and he's going to take a bit of watching.
Yeah, and if you look at the opposite side, then you've Dan Heaven, inter-county experience, Alan Stone, Kevin Stone. Larkin Dolan, I suppose, is the go-to man for Castledaly and has been for quite a number of years. So you could make a case for either side here.
An interesting player for Castledaly I've seen in recent years is Dan Heaven at centre forward.
Yeah, and another interesting player that I've seen is Jamie Anders at 10, because I see we see him mostly in the hurling jersey of Southern Gales, but I've seen him play football, and he's a really decent footballer and a big strong unit as well.
And Alan Stone at midfield, he's an experienced campaigner. Centre back Michael Lynch, Larkin Dolan up front can be an excellent forward.
Surely the pivot for Castledaly.
He's going to take a lot of watching. So I suppose, look, on the basis of it going through the two teams, slight fancy perhaps for Castledaly, but not going to be much in this, I don't think.
No, and Jerry Buckley, your colleague here, was here beside us here, and we were chatting earlier on, and Jerry said if you had a €20 bet, he says, who would you back? And I said, if I had a €20 bet, I said, I'd back to draw, because it has all the hallmarks of that, and I think you might get better value for it. But it'll come down to the finest of margins here between these two sides as to which of them is going to progress in the intermediate championship. It's been an up and down season for both of them, and that's fair to say.
Yeah, and there's going to be intensity in this match. There's a real championship edge here. There's going to have to be, because it's a knockout game. And
it means everything to the players.
In former years, this could be an intermediate final, or even a senior championship game up until a few years ago. But that leads us greatly straight into the team line-outs, and we'll give you the Castledaly team line-out. They'll line out as per programme. Cathal Dolan's in goal, Shane Fitzpatrick at 2, Liam Fitzpatrick at 3, and Emmett Heaven at 4. Jack Carney is at 5, Michael Lynch is at 6, and 7 will be worn by John Warburton. Centre of the field, Aaron Sheeran wears 8 and Alan Stone wears 9. Jamie Anders is at 10, Dan Heaven is at centre half forward 11, and Aaron Nugent at 12. Adam Turley at 13, Kevin Stone at 14, and Larkin Dolan is top of the left wearing 15. Maryland have a couple of changes to their starting lineup. In goals is Owen Morton. Number 2 is Christy Hermbush. 3 is Kenny Kincaid, and 4 is Callum Nugent. Half back line. Number 5 is Christy Grimes. Liam Morton is at 6. Number 7, Cian Rainey doesn't start. He's replaced by number 21, Ronan Aspel. The other change for Castledaly is at the centre of the field, where Fintan McCormack, wearing 8, does not start. He's replaced by number 17, Colm Seary. And the number 9 is Callum McCormack. Keith Millin wears 10. The ever-vested and ever-present Kieran Martin wears 11 at centre half forward, and William Reynolds is at 12. Darren Millin wears 13, Joe Hart is at 14, and Enda Kincaid is at top of the left wearing 15. The referee this afternoon is Sean Carroll, and I would suggest, Damien, even looking out already, there are positional changes on both sides of the field here. We could be at the pin of our collar to try and guess who's going to play Keith
where.
Millin is coming to midfield from Maryland at the start. He's going to partner Callum McCormack, so that's interesting. And it looks like Michael Lynch is coming out to partner Aaron Sheeran at the middle of the field for Castledaly. But as you say,
Ray and I were talking about this yesterday. Numbers mean nothing anymore in the GAA, because we saw corner forwards playing at wing back and all different sorts of things there over the last number of years. But we're ready to go here in TG Cusick Park for this do or die qualifier here between.
Interesting that Kieran Martin has been picked up by Alan Stone. Kieran playing at centre forward.
Yeah, I
dropped back.
It's something I meant to mention at the start of the game. I think that was always going to be on the cards, you get your most experienced defender and probably the most dangerous forward of it. Ball is in, game is on. Callum McCormick goes up for it. Maryland come on the attack with the first attack now. Looking for the early score. Callum McCormick takes it back. McCormick gives it into his corner forward position. That looks like it's going, but it's gone to the left and it's gone to the right and it's gone wide. A bit of
an early chance for Keith Mullin.
Keith Mullin, yeah, but
missed opportunity. There's a breeze, and I'm not sure how big a factor it's going to be, but it's slightly favouring Castledaly, it looks like.
Yeah, I would suggest it is, Damien. It's cold out there. It's a bright sunny afternoon here at TG Cusick Park, but it is cold. There is an air of chilliness about it, and the fella says the winter is in. If you don't like the weather in Ireland, hold on a minute, and it can turn in a heartbeat. But it's Castledaly now back on the attack. End-to-end stuff. Nice ball in this time. Alan Stone trying to find his forward line, but that's well intercepted by the Maryland Blues, and the Drumreilly boys come out with the ball. Kenny Kincaid now named at full-back, of course, probably more known now at this stage as a hurler with Father Dalton's. He's had a wonderful season with them. Eventually comes out to brother Enda Kincaid. Maryland on the attack. Moves it back. It goes all the way back to Liam Moore. Now it comes to Colm Seary now. Another ball in. Keith Mullin. Keith Mullin shakes off one. Keith Mullin tries to shake off two and does. That's great power and pace by Keith Mullin. Did very, very well to hold on to that. Gets it into Joe Hart. Joe trying to create a bit of space for himself. Just can't get enough space. Looks up and sees that it's the wing half forward that's on the go there. That's William Reynolds. Willie Reynolds pulls on this one, but I'm afraid that's a second wide already for Maryland, and an inauspicious start for Castledaly, but that's two wides already for the men in blue.
For Maryland, and they're certainly
playing against. It looks like they're playing against that bit of a breeze, Damien.
It does, and they're looking to improve on that. Keith Mullin, they're showing good strength on the ball early on.
And he started at full forward. It looks like Joe Hart has gone into the corner. Target down into the corner. That's well caught. Lovely catch at the centre of the field that time.
Jack Carney, nice piece of fielding.
But again, it's gone astray. And from all the possession to have, Callum McCormick now, bang in the centre of the field. McCormick gives it on, gets it back. And again, as Keith Mullin was trying to get through there again.
Yeah,
but
one pass too many, perhaps.
It probably was. Callum actually was beginning to open up in front of him there, and he probably should have took that on a little bit further, but it's Jamie Anders over on the far side has the ball. Gets it into his midfield partner, that's Aaron Sheeran. But again, it's a basic mistake. And Liam Moore comes on the attack now. Moore takes it on a long way. Eventually gets it back out to Darren Mullin. Mullin gets it to his full-back. That's Kenny Kincaid. Chance now. Maryland to get the opening score. Doesn't make it this time. Joe Hart comes on the loop, as he's done on the first occasion. Looks like it's a foul, and the reason it looks like a foul is because it is a foul. And Damien, that's a bit of a coach killer, but it's a quickly taken into Keith Mullin. Mullin has acres of space in front of him here, and Castledaly fell asleep a little bit that time. And
yeah, quick thinking by Joe Hart. Keith Mullin. Kevin Stone giving away the free there for Castledaly, tracking back, but you've got to be a little bit more disciplined than that in the tackle.
Well, you've got to stay awake, Damien. We've seen it here on a number of occasions, yesterday in particular, and indeed 2 weeks ago here in the championship, where teams just fall asleep for 1 second and they're punished accordingly. And Castledaly can be thankful that it wasn't a goal chance they gave away at that time, but they come back on the attack now, looking to get back into this game. It's straight into Dolan. Dolan knocks it down well, but again it's intercepted. No, it's not. It comes back out to Larkin Dolan on that wonderful left foot, and Larkin Dolan showing why he's
excellent score. And interesting to see the long ball being used by Kevin Stone that time. That's going to be a tactic, I'd say, for Castledaly. They'll look to play it long inside to Dolan.
Yeah, and they don't seem to have much of a height advantage in that forward line, Damien, but at the same time, if it's going to be their modus operandi, if they get enough ball into...
But he's got pace and he's got accuracy.
Absolutely. Chance for Castledaly now, coming back on the attack again. This time it's Aaron Nugent. Nugent strikes it off the left foot, and that's another fine left-footed score from Aaron Nugent. Underage star with, not only with Castledaly, but underage star with Westmeath. He's a very, very heavy strapping on him, Aaron Nugent.
And he's a tall player. He made good ground that time, and that's a lovely score. And 2 quick fire points for Castledaly.
Both off the left foot.
Yes.
Both off the lefties. We know what a one that Lorcandolan's left foot is, but Aaron Nugent proved it. And again, Castledaly take the break. They've settled that little bit better. Aaron Sheeran has gone on a mountain of balls so far for the green and gold. Ball comes back again. A lot of ball going through this Jack Carney right there. Damien, he seems to be a little bit of a link man here, but we look up and we see the goalie is coming out. Carl Dolan has come out over halfway. I hope there's 4 back. There is indeed, but if he loses this ball, it's a long way to track back into that goal. It's at the Springfield end of the ground.
Yeah, it's interesting because you don't see that now anymore.
No,
right?
we started off the new rules
yes.
where the goalkeeper was nearly an extra tackle, but that's a good run in. Great run this time by John Warburton, but John Warburton has kicked the first wide for Castledaly, and a poor choice, Damien.
Yeah, again, comes down to shot selection and all of that. He'd be disappointed with that. But
and had made a really good run and a great foray into the attack there that kind of split.
Yes, and he had space and he had time, but he rushed the shot.
Ball down through the centre. Who's going to get it? William Reynolds now. Reynolds still going. He's inside the arc. Reynolds goes left, goes right. Reynolds has still got it. He pops it onto his left foot, and that's another left-footed point. And is there any right-footed players out there at all, Dave? I mean, we're 2 points apiece here after 6
Lovely
minutes.
score.
All scored off the left foot.
Nice run and a nice finish by William Reynolds there, the Maryland wing forward.
And he didn't panic either. You know, he got the space, Damien. We're looking at it here. Took it from almost halfway.
Yeah.
It opened up there. There was almost a goal chance at one stage, but he took the right option and knocks it over the bar.
Yeah, it took the right option indeed. And it settles them down now and gets them level.
Ball out to this side of the field. Callum McCormack is called for push. I'm afraid Sean has already admitted that he's made a mistake. I think that's the first time I've ever seen a referee. He knew it was a bit of a mistake. And
yes, I think what happened there was he blew for a mark.
And it wasn't a mark.
The midfielder Aaron Sheeran actually dropped
one
the
thing
ball.
One thing we're chatting.
Not a mark.
Yeah. One thing we were chatting about here yesterday over here, Damien, and you will know from a referee's perspective, there's very little back chat from the players to the referee anymore.
No, and
you know, and rightly so.
That's one of the positive aspects.
It's an absolutely huge positive. I totally agree with you. It was incredible to see, and lads we know that are particularly in referees' ears, shall we say, over the last number of years, they've been very quiet this season. We saw 2 frees brought up here yesterday, particularly in the first game here yesterday. 2 frees brought up for dissent shown,
and a 50-metre penalty is quite severe. Castledaly putting in here.
Chance here now for Castledaly to
Adam
increase the
Turley.
league. Adam Turley, and that's gone over the bar. That's a really good score from Adam Turley.
Yeah, terrific.
That's 3 of the forward line have scored already, Damien. Castledaly lead here 3 points to 2, 8 minutes gone in TEG Cusick Park. And after a shaky enough little start for the Castledaly men, they have really taken over here and are playing some lovely football.
Yeah, and 5 scores from play so far. Entertaining enough stuff, must be said.
Yeah, and it's end to end, Damien. There's going to be mistakes. This is an important game. It's strange to see Kieran Martin, who was probably the star player for Maryland. I don't think he's felt the way of the ball yet, Damien.
No, and they'll be looking to get him onto it more, certainly, as
John Warburton, there's a great ball in. Super ball in by Nugent. Nugent is dispossessed though by the number 17. It's going to be cleared. Kincaid is coming out with it, and it's eventually a free, but Aaron Nugent looked to be free that time. Probably should have made more of that.
Probably should, but good work by the Maryland fullback Kenny Kincaid.
Yeah, and Colm Seary as well. Colm Seary did extremely well. He stuck to his task. He didn't foul, got the left hand in. That's what we're always telling players. Get the left hand in, try not to foul, and try and get the hand in there to knock them off kilter.
A factor so far for Maryland has been Kieran Martin hasn't been on the ball, so they'll be looking to change that and bring him into the game because he can influence things. He's gone into the full forward position now.
Callum Nugent now. Again, it's overturned rather easily. Castledaly coming back on the attack again, and they're coming forward in droves. We look at it here, we can see it in front of us, Damien. 5 men on the move, moving forward. Adam Turley is the man in possession. Turley looks up, sees that there's a player gone into the corner. That player is Kieran. Dan Heaven, Dan now. That's a lovely score, beautiful score off the right foot that time by Dan Heaven.
Off the left, Dan Heaven.
Left again.
A promising player.
Yeah, and probably hasn't fulfilled the potential that we probably
We just
thought he
watched the
had.
replay here because I thought he hopped the ball twice. There's once. No, he didn't.
No, he
took a
did. He
solo in
soloed the
between.
second time.
Yes, he did.
No.
Excellent. Good score.
Yeah, good score, really good score. And so far, Damien, we've had 6 scores and 6 top quality scores. Let's be honest about this.
All from play.
Keith Millin looking in for Joe Hart. Joe Hart gets to it first, but can't get enough on it. It's a chance
There's a
now.
chance for
Kieran Martin, we were talking about him here a second ago, and Kieran Martin, oh, it's off the crossbar, but it's gone over the bar. And, you know, form is temporary, Damien, but class is paramount. I have expected the Union Bank to rattle that time.
That's a big chance for Maryland, and are they going to regret that?
It was a brilliant ball by Joe Hart here. How he got to it, I don't know. And a lovely little hand pass there by Kenny Kincaid, and he got it into Kieran Martin, and really should have finished it.
What a chance. Well, the old coaching style, the coaches would tell you, keep the ball low when you're going for goal. If you're shooting high, you have to be very accurate. Martin went for the top corner, just flashed over the crossbar. Big chance for Maryland.
Yeah, and you know, out of nothing, because the play has been dominated really by Castledaly over the last number of minutes, and that was just a break in it. Kenny Kincaid looks like he's named at fullback, but he's way out, and it's going to be. We just talked about discipline, Damien, and there you go.
Penalty,
there's the 50-metre penalty. There's the.
This is a chance for a 2-pointer now, perhaps. Depends on where 50 metres stops. Yes.
Don't think Sean Carr brought the shaving cream with him
40.
this morning to
It's going to
mark
be from
the
the
pitch.
45-metre line. So
Yeah, and this is Callum McCormick territory, Damien, we know that. And just as we said it, the weather has taken a bit of a turn here.
There could be rain yet.
There's a breeze blowing across here, and it looks like we're going to have a couple of showers, if not one, that's certainly, and black clouds descending on TEG Cusick Park here. Callum McCormick now with a chance for the first 2-pointer of the game. Strikes it off the left foot, and that's a beautiful strike. Damien, that was climbing going over the bar.
Yeah, terrific. Great accuracy. And of course, when you're kicking off the ground into the breeze, it kind of helps. It's a good tactic.
The ball doesn't rise as much, I suppose, and you're coming from a static area as well.
But as well as that, Castledaly won't be happy having conceded those 50 metres. They'll want to clamp down on that sort of stuff.
Castledaly now. From the lead, they've gone back into arrears after leading for at least a couple of minutes. They're gone back into arrears because it's Maryland lead here 5 points to 4 here. It's been very, very entertaining game so far. Played at an enormous pace, and that man has been the go-to forward for Maryland so far, Joe Hart. We did mention at the start of the broadcast that he could be one of the more influential players, and that has proved the case so far. Callum McCormick looks over and sees the ubiquitous, the man that has been on his shoulder, I suppose, for the last 20 years, Kieran Martin. Kieran Martin bursts through. Chance for Keith Millin now. Millin punches it across the square when it's gone too far, and it was a pass that was a man free, Damien, absolutely standing all on his own. I can't see the number on his back at the moment. I think it's the wing half forward. I think it's Liam Moore.
Yeah, I think it was Liam Moore that was loose inside. But
and if that pass had gone to hand, that was a goal.
I think wrong option there. I think Keith should have taken his point.
Ball right down the centre. Easily grabbed this time. Castledaly back on the attack. It's good work so far. Alan Stone now, still in possession. Stone gets it inside the arc. Alan Stone is going to have a shot here, and Alan Stone pops it over the bar, and we're level here again.
Yeah,
Alan Stone started and finished that move, Damien. That's a really, really good score.
And a nice accurate finish too off the left foot.
5 apiece here. We're almost 14 minutes into the game here. It's been end-to-end stuff. It's been quality all the way through. We've had a few mistakes, but sure, look at every game is going to have those, and we've had some really, really good scores, and only 1 point from a free so far. In actual fact, it was almost outside the 45. Callum McCormick now. Kieran Martin has certainly moved position. He started at centre half forward. He looks to be more playing around the centre of the field at the moment. Looks up, gives a lovely ball in. What a beautiful ball into Ronan Aspel. Aspel now on the right foot. I think somebody might have got a hand to that one. Hand might have been got to that one, and
yeah, there was a partial block down, Paul.
Ball is cleared out to the far side, but that's gone a bit astray, and it's eventually gathered up by Callum Nugent, and Callum Nugent eventually gets it back in. Kenny Kincaid, chance there for Ronan Aspel that time, probably should have finished that, and again it's gone into Joe Hart. He seems to be the target man, and Hart is That's a lot of ball. It's gone to the right. Is it going to come back in? Look at the way the wind brought that ball back in, Damien. That started off almost in Lahigar and came back in right in front of the goalkeeper there that time.
Yeah, incredible. And conditions are going to change here now. It's good.
Breeze has got
started as a dry, as a dry day. Now suddenly there's going to be a wet, greasy ball to contend with.
Alan Stone does very, very well. Gets it on to his centre field partner. That's Michael Lynch. Lynch gets it out to Turley. Castledaly moving the ball well. It's gone back over the far side. Turley looking for this one back and gets it back. Turley off the left one. Is this going across the bar? That's a beautiful score. Adam Turley, his second of the game, and it's just the end-to-end stuff, Damien, with really good scores at the end of it. 6-5 to Maryland. We've the first quarter over here, and it's been very, very enjoyable to watch.
6-5 to Castledaly.
I beg your pardon, Castledaly.
Castledaly really playing in spits and spurts a little. Maryland with the greater amount of possession and with that goal chance, but yet Castledaly with their noses in front at the end of the first quarter, they'll be the happier side.
They're probably moving the ball at a bit more pace than Maryland are, Damien. Yeah. Castledaly, it's only taken a couple of passes and they're going straight through the centre, whereas Maryland are a little bit more ponderous in their build-up.
But there's not, as we suggested, Paul, beforehand, there's not much
it's like our fridge, there's nothing in it. Malin has been the target for a lot of ball that has gone in here today, and he's done extremely well for Maryland so far. He's still going, Keith Malin. Excellent work. If this goes over the bar, it's an absolute whopper of a score. And that is a superb score from Keith Malin, and what a start he's made to this game for Maryland. Levels you devils, evens you demons, 16 minutes, nearly 70 minutes gone here in TG Cusick Park.
Excellent work, good composure. He turned back onto the right foot, neat finish. 6 points apiece, 12 scores. An excellent game overall.
Score every 90 seconds going by the clock. You can't ask for too much more than that, Damien. And many times if we sat here over the last number of years, you wouldn't have 12 scores in the whole game.
And interesting, we said that Castledaly might play a long ball inside to Lorcan. So far they've only really played one long ball in, as far as I can remember, whereas Maryland are much more direct, playing the ball into Joe Hart.
Castledaly's turn now to gain possession of the ball here. Liam Fitzpatrick that looks up and sees that there is a player free. That man is Aaron Nugent. Nugent is way outside the area.
Going for a two-pointer.
And that is an absolutely magnificent score from Aaron Nugent. An absolutely beautiful score. Never went anywhere from where he, once it left his boot, Damien.
Yeah, and with the breeze at their backs, they'll probably look for more of the same in the next 10 or 12 minutes.
Yeah, and straight away the game takes a turn. It's 8-6, 2-point lead for Castledaly. Really, really quality stuff there.
And that shows you the beauty of the new rules, Paul. You know, it can change in a flash.
You're never out of a game.
Here's that ball into Dolan.
Dolan now takes on his man. He's on his preferred left foot, and that's just a weapon of a yoke, Damien. It's absolutely a joy to behold to watch Lorcan Dolan kick off his left foot.
And that's what Castledaly need to do. They need to exploit him inside. He's got the game to threaten that Maryland defence.
He's done that so far because I think he's got 2 balls into him and he's got 2 scores out of 2 balls.
And all of a sudden a 3-point lead, Paul, for Castledaly.
Yeah, out of nowhere. Out of absolutely nowhere. With Maryland problem, as you said, probably having the lion's share of possession here in this game so far. Ronan Aspen kicks it out, but only kicks it as far as Alan Stone. And he gathers that gleefully. It's Sheeran that has it. Gives it on to Kevin Stone. Kevin now into the corner, looking for Dolan again. Dolan trying to get it onto that left foot again. And look, if you wanted to give a masterclass, Damien, or if you want to show a kid a video of somebody striking off the left foot, there's 3 scores of the highest quality off the left peg.
Maryland will be looking at that now, and they'll be looking to address that because he was given a little bit too much space that time, allowed to turn onto his left foot. You can't do that with a player of Lorcan Dolan's quality. You've got to be closer.
No, and you're going to get punished, and it has been punished accordingly. 10 points to 6 in favour of Castledaly. It must be said, though, they are playing with the aid of a very, very strong breeze. Maryland now with a chance. Callum McCormack coming through the centre. McCormack, there's 2 men around him, but McCormack still gets through, and McCormack is fouled. It's going to be a free in just on the edge of the arc. Chance for Maryland to pull one back here.
Yeah. but inside the 2-pointer zone, so it's only going to be a point. They're 4 adrift at this stage, Maryland.
Joe Hart coming out to take this one, and don't ever remember Joe has been a overly.
And just off camera, I see that Maryland actually have moved. They're moving 21. Ronan Aspel back in to mark Lorcan Dolan, so no real surprise there.
That's gone wide, Joe Hart.
Yeah, that's a bad miss.
That's a third wide for Maryland in the first half, and Ronan Aspel is only a young man. I'm not quite sure whether that's the move to make them in, but it will.
Well, they're obviously conscious of it, Paul, because he's got 3 points and he's a pivotal player.
They had to do something.
Said.
Yes, I agree with you. Ball into the centre of the field. Eventually breaks, but it breaks this time. And it's Aaron Nugent is on the ball that time. It was well done by Lee Moore.
Diagonal ball in.
Diagonal ball in. It'd be interesting to see Aspel is second to it. Eventually comes to Dolan on the left foot. Dolan breaks.
Oh, he's in.
Dolan is in on goal, but that's a decent save. And it's brought out by Kieran Martin. Really, if we're honest, that's a goal chance for either side now.
Yeah, that was a decent chance.
Has gone in, but
and again,
I don't see it down toward and that Damien.
I don't think so. I think there was just contact as Kieran Martin was coming out. But Lorcan Dolan had the chance. He created the space. A little bit lucky with steps maybe, but a good save. No, there was just contact.
He ran into Kieran Martin.
It was Kieran Martin.
I'd rather walk into the pillar in Cusick Park now than Kieran Martin. I have to be quite honest with you, because I don't think it'd affect you as much. What a tank of a man. Nothing untoward in it at all. I mean, it was just a collision more than anything else, a game collision. And
that's it. But a decent goal chance.
A really good goal chance. We've had a goal chance for both sides now. You know, it's been that kind of game. It's been open. It's been exciting. It's been good football included in it. Yeah. Challenge. I thought there was a free in that one, I mean, I have to be honest with you.
Well, we did say beforehand that this could be intense, and that just shows you.
It certainly has. The intensity certainly has grown up there. It's Castledaly won the ball back, but again, it's been turned over, and Callum Nugent has it this time now. Callum Nugent goes on with the ball. But
yeah, the referee is stopping play here. He's going to throw the ball in, I think. But yeah,
it's Aaron Nugent that's down. It was a bit of a collision, but.
It's warming up.
Oh, it's Liam Morton. Liam Morton actually, it was a third man tackle really. If you're looking back at the video of it here, he took the man out. Keith Mullin is not going to make that one. And Castledaly have seen that kind of threat that Keith Mullin is causing at the moment now, so they've almost double teamed him now for the last number of minutes. Eventually comes out Sheeran now, looks up and sees that Aaron Nugent is free. The nugget gets it into the forward line. That's very well done by Adam Turnley. Turnley gets it on to the midfielder. And Aaron Sheeran gets it, eventually gets it out to Turnley. Turnley's still going. Turnley has let slip out of his hand, and that's gone out over the end line and wide. Good defending by Maryland that time.
Yeah, good defending.
They coped with the pressure a little bit better that time.
Yeah, and they're grafting really hard. We saw Kieran Martin in there to battle and win a throw ball. So they're not going to go down without a fight, Maryland.
Something must have happened untoward off the ball. I see Sean Karen has gone down to his umpires down that time. I really didn't see anything in it whatsoever. If anything, the ball was thrown away by the Castledaly man. It should be brought up forward, but Sean Carroll is not taking any action here. Level-headed, just take your time. Don't make any rash decisions, and Sean Carroll has done that perfectly. Again, it's Castledaly. They're winning the lion's share of that midfield battle, Damien, in fairness to them. They're winning an awful lot more ball than Maryland are at the centre of the field, but perhaps not making that.
Here's a chance. And a free in.
And it was, Damien. It was a foul on the first occasion. They were quite lucky that it didn't go out further, because coming in at that far side, Jamie Anders looked like he was out snaking his way free there as well. So I think Maryland are.
And this will put them 5 clear, Paul.
Yeah, from a position where, Maryland were right in this game. And, but I think Castledaly are going to need that if that win gets up again. It seems to be the easier goal to score, and it's struck up and over the ball by Dan Heeman.
The breeze is a factor, and it's worth 3 or 4 points at least.
It has, but it's gone completely. Then we're looking at the flags again, Damien. That was completely gone.
And we saw that shot earlier with Joe Hart.
Yeah. It came in from another parish, almost in the middle of the canal at one stage. Ball down the centre. Who's going to get there?
Jack Carney's doing quite well for Castledaly.
He's doing extremely well, Jack Carney, and has been at the pivot of a lot of it. Gives it back. It's Alan Stone. Stone takes it out from the centre. Gives it out to his midfield player. That's Aaron Sheeran. Eventually comes Kevin Stone now, playing at number 14, named at number 14, but looks like he's moved into the half back or half forward line as well. Anders now looks up.
Looking for Dolan inside.
Looks for Dolan.
They're dropping Callum McCormack
to come back to him, but Larkin Dolan retains possession, does well to hold on to it because he was under serious pressure that time. 2 men on him that time, and of course that's leaving somebody free, Damien. That's the thing about this.
Almost more difficult now to play the sweeper.
Kevin Stone is a long way out. Kevin Stone has kicked down, and it's a 3rd wide for Castledaly. 3 wides apiece, I make it in the first half. But 70 score in 25 minutes.
Maryland dropping Callum McCormack back there just in front of Larkin Dolan to shut down that little bit of space. They probably need to do that because, in fairness, he's been getting out a lot of ball. He's got 3 good scores from play. He's had a goal chance as well.
I just think you're robbing Peter to pay Paul by doing that as well, Damien, because you want Callum McCormack's influence really at the other end of the pitch, particularly when you're 5 points down.
Yes.
You know, if Maryland could get another score before half time, it certainly would be a fillip, and you know, Conor Foley and his management team would be far happier if they got 1 point closer coming into the second half. There's a lovely ball across. Is it going to make it? Yes, it is. Chance now of pulling the arm. Is a goal chance here? Is it coming across to Joe Hart? No, it's not. Sean Carroll already had the arm out at that. There's no question that was a pull of the arm.
And a terrific pass across by Christy Grimes.
It was a brilliant pass across.
Lovely vision and well played with the outside of the right foot.
Probably deserved a little bit more, and we've had a couple of goal chances, Damien. There's no point in, you know, there has been a couple of goal chances here already in this game, and you know, someone is going to take one of them.
Yeah, and a chance here now to reduce the arrears. They're 5 points
Strangely enough,
adrift
Joe Hart took the last one, but it's Callum McCormack that's stepping up to take this.
More suitable to a right-footed kicker, perhaps.
Probably is. Callum McCormack knocks it up and over the bar. He's kicked a 2-pointer, and that's his second free, so it's 11-7 here to Castledaly. 27 minutes gone. We're 3 minutes from the break of what has been a thoroughly entertaining first half here in TG Cusick Park. Castledaly building on the far side again. Of course, 2 close neighbours. There'll be a little bit of local rivalry between these two. They're not too far apart either. Looking Dolan. Gone into him. Nicely done. Gets it out to Jamie Anders. Dolan takes it back. He's on the left foot. He takes a little bit too much out of it, I think, but he's still going. Larkin Dolan gets through 1, gets through 2. Larkin Dolan has a strike at him. Larkin Dolan pops it over the bar. Already, Damien, that's 4 points for Larkin Dolan, and if Maryland want to know where the problem is, they can look no further than the Castledaly number 15.
Yeah, quality player. Again, just making room for himself really well. Nice touch when the ball came in first, but his movement on the ball and his control, lovely, and he's able to get away from a tackle. Very difficult now to, you know, for a man-marking job with a player like Larkin Dolan, you know, with his skill.
All is taken on this time. It's Kenny Kincaid, ending now. Looks up and sees there's a man free on the far side. That's Darren Millin trying to get it in to Joe Hart. Is Joe Hart going to make it? He does well to get there. Is he going to keep it in play? He does well. I think he might have been fouled, but the ball was certainly handled on the ground there. He got away with that one, I'm afraid. Callum McCormack now looks up. Callum takes on, but there's only a wall of green and gold in front of him. He eventually gets it back out to Lee Moran. Lee Moran is going to have a shot for the 2-pointer. It's curling, but it's not curling enough. And that's a 4th wide.
A 4th wide from Maryland, and perhaps, you know, a little bit a sense of ironic justice there, because the ball appeared to be touched on the ground by Joe Hart.
It didn't appear to, Damien, from our view. But now, having said that, we have to say the referee wasn't in a position that we were in to see it. So I'm not criticising Sean Carroll one bit about that, because we just had the perfect view of that here. Keith Millin gone out of the game a little bit over the last little while because Castledaly have been in the attack, but he has been a danger so far, and Millin gets it back onto the right foot. That's a nice strike. Is it going to make it? That's a beautiful score from Keith Millin.
His 3rd.
Yeah, and he's keeping them in the game, Damien, and Castledaly haven't, you know, there's at least a minute additional time here. I see linesman Owen Caulry is waving up here to it.
Yeah, 4 points. The big question is that going to be enough for Castledaly?
I would suggest if that win gets up again, Damien, it's probably not, but it's 12 points to Castledaly. They'll be happy with their first.
Yeah, and there's going to be another chance perhaps. There's a minute to play here.
Jamie Anders now, right down through the centre. I beg your pardon, it's Aaron Nugent. Nugent now.
Dolan's moving inside, they haven't played it.
Looking to play a man, Turley is moving across that line, but it's turned over rather easily by Kenny Kincaid. Kenny Kincaid still moving with the ball, it gets it into Kieran Martin. Has been a peripheral figure so far in this game, Ray, and Kieran Martin is facing Alan Stone, and many times when we said that over the years, two big strong men. Martin does very, very well, strikes it off the left of the foot. Oh, Damien Marr.
That is
Form
terrific.
is temporary, class is permanent.
That is a
what a beautiful score. We've a man here in the press box here, Jerry Buckley, who I think Kieran Martin is his all-time hero for a goal he scored against Meath here many years ago. The final strike in the first half is 12 points to 9 here. Castledaly leading after a first half that has been thoroughly entertaining, Damien Maher, and very, very watchable.
Yeah, and interesting too, the kind of guys we picked out beforehand, the Lorcan Dolans, the Kieran Martins, the Callum McCormicks, the Alan Stones, they're all having major influences on this game. Aaron Nugent very good too for Castledaly, but I would suggest a 3-point lead here is not a huge lead given the conditions, and when Kieran Martin kicked that last point into the teeth of the breeze, you just wonder what's he going to do when he gets that little bit of breeze behind him. I can visualise maybe 2 pointers coming from himself and from Callum McCormick. So this game is on the knife edge.
Absolutely, and a player that we haven't mentioned at all, Keith Millin with 3 points, got the second last point of the half here. He has really impressed me. He's been on the ball, he's made good return on every possession that he's got so far, and he's one that impressed me. Nugent on the opposite side, but
yeah, a good tussle.
Yeah, the difference between the two sides, in my opinion, so far, has been Lorcan Dolan. I mean, he's kicked over 4 points. There's 3 points of a lead, and Dolan's 4 points were worth the admission money in here to TEG Cusick Park alone. Yeah. And it's been, as I said, it's it's intermediate football, but at the same time, it's extremely watchable. It's very entertaining. 21 scores in 31 minutes. You can't argue with that, Timon.
No, absolutely not. And again, we're seeing how the good inside forward can really excel under the new rules. It's not so easy anymore to swarm a defence and to get men back around them. But Lorcan Dolan, excellent at making space and creating space for himself. Very accurate player. And he's been, as you say, the key figure in that first half.
Yeah, it's half time here in TEG Cusick Park, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a little break here shortly. It's 12 points to Castledaly, it's 9 to Maryland. I would suggest get a cup of tea and come back to us here, because I think there might be a few more talking points in the second half here. I don't think this game is over, not over by a long shot, and it's all to play for still here in TEG Cusick Park. Do stay with us, we'll be back with you here in a couple of minutes.
TEG, proud sponsors of TEG Cusick Park, serving aviation, biopharmaceuticals and medical industries across the globe. TEG has been to the fore in the fight against COVID-19 with our customers and partners. A local business employing local people. Visit teg.com/careers to learn more. Wishing all our GA patrons a safe passage through the championship.
Seventh Coaches, proud sponsor of Westmeath GA Hurling Championships. Clark's Bar, wishing all teams the very best today. MJ Stone Building and Developments, proud sponsor of Westmeath GA.
Cusick Park pitch is 145 metres long. Imagine 3 of these bridge beams would make up the length of the pitch. Now transport 30 of them from Harney to Kildare. A challenge overcome by a great team with the support of a great community. My name is Pat Barrett, Project Manager, Shay Murtagh Precast.
Yes, welcome back here to TEG Cusick Park for this enthralling game in the Intermediate Championships, the Shay Murtagh Precast Intermediate Championship between Castledaly and Maryland. And just having chatting to a few people out at half time there, Damien, everybody is of the same opinion as we are that this game is far from over. It's a lot to play for, and of course we've heard the half-time results from the other games, so this really looks like it's going to be a shootout now for a quarter-final position between both sides. The wind, ironically, has died down completely here in TG Cusick Park, where it was fairly heavy in the second half, and it's going to be interesting to see who can manage that for the second half, or if we get a little bit of a rise in the wind again for the second half. But it's all to play for here in TG Cusick Park.
Certainly is, Paul, and it'll be interesting to see how Maryland adapt and change, and whether they can get somebody inside. They're leaving young Aspel, I think, to pick up Larkin Dolan, or maybe they've changed that. I'm not sure yet.
No, it is.
But he has a big task on his hands. They need to curb the influence of Dolan to turn this thing around and get back into the game. But
either that, Damien, or stop the ball coming into him completely, which they haven't done. They haven't won a whole lot of ball around the centre of the field. Castledaly are mopping up an awful lot of that midfield.
Yeah, and Aaron Stone has been quite prominent in that midfield area, and Aaron Sheeran has done well.
Yeah, and also in that midfield area, you have the likes of Nugent and Anders. They're coming in and around that midfield area. They're creating a lot of hassle as well. It's going to be interesting, Damien. It's an awful lot to play for, and I'm sure it's on both their minds, and indeed the manager, Dean Bracken, and Conor Foley. You know, first time in Westmeath senior football, managing at this level in Westmeath, and referee Sean Carroll is just making his way out onto the pitch. See Barry Nee and Owen Caulry are as sideline officials here, so it's all to play for here. And one man we should really compliment as well is Sean Carroll, the referee. He's done an excellent job, in my opinion, so far in this game. We're always kind of criticising, and from a referee's point of view, when a referee does well, they have to be given as much praise as the players are given.
Yeah, absolutely. Sean has contributed greatly to a very entertaining match so far. And
unfussy, Damien, is the word I would use.
Unfussy, very composed and very measured. Good judgment.
Yeah, and
that's important.
Well aided by his two sideline officials and indeed his umpires, who I see are running down to the far goals there at the moment. Pádraig Devine, I think, is one of them heading down to the far goals at the moment. So Sean is getting ready to throw the ball in for the second half. If it's half as entertaining as the first half, we're in for a treat here in TG Cusick Park. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, coming up after this, you'll have Ray on comms along with Jerry Buckley for the senior championship shootout between Moate All Whites and Caulry. So do stay with us. It's a double header here on AirVTV this afternoon. Do stay with us for the second game, but we're going to continue on with this one, and it's all to play for here in TG Cusick Park. Callum McCormack now uses all his strength to get on that ball and does very, very well to get away with it. McCormack, he's still going. He's fouled, he's turned over. It's going to be a free to Maryland. It's taken quickly by Andy Kincaid. Andy gets it out over to the far side, but he gets it out a little bit too quickly. Yeah. Callum now looks up, doesn't see a whole lot of, but that's a wonderful ball. Look at that for a wonderful shot over to the scorer in chief for them in the first half. That's Keith Millin. Millin is going to have a go. He's outside the arc, is he? But it's drifting, and it's drifting to the left and wide here. Opening chance again for Maryland to start the first half in great fashion, Damien. It looks like they're going to start again. It's this midfield area where they need to get a grip on it. They need to get a little bit more possession between the two 45s, in my opinion.
Yeah, and lovely use of the ball there by Callum McCormack again. He spread the play wide, and it was a decent chance for Keith Millin. But they're on the ball here again, Maryland.
Christy Grimes now, another player that has given huge service to his club, into Millin. Gets it back out to Kincaid, out to McCormack. McCormack now, he's going to have a go from outside the arc. Doesn't connect with it. And not alone is it short, but it's also wide of the mark. And a second wide already in the second half for Maryland. But they have made a bright start, much as they did in the first half, David.
Yeah, carbon copy, really. They had the opening chances in the first half as well, Paul.
Well, I got the way easy this time, though, and it's into Callum Nugent. He's caught high. Not given, though. And Kieran Martin bursts through. There's three men around him. That won't bother the bear. One thing you don't do, Damien, you don't poke the bear. Eventually comes out to Millin. Millin now, he's dead straight in front of the goals. Is this a score? The first score of the second half. And it's Keith Millin with another score. That's I make it. That's his 4th score of the
His
game.
4th
Damien.
point from play, yes, and just outside the 2-point arc. Sorry, just inside the 2-point arc. But a nice accuracy, good score, and probably seeing the value of having that little bit of a breeze behind you as well, Paul.
12 points to 10 here. We're only 2 minutes into the second half, and game has continued much of the first half. There's a wonderful ball this time. Is he going to make it? Jamie Anders is going for it. He's been chased down along the sideline by Callum Nugent. Anders as well to get his hand on the ball. It was a beautiful ball in that time by Dan Heaven. He made a super ball into Anders. Anders looked like he was going to make it and make it easily, but Maryland have fouled. It's going to be a free in, and it's going to be Dan Heaven off the left foot here, I would suggest.
Yeah, and he's outside the arc for 2-pointers, so
yeah,
not an easy kick into the breeze, but it'll be interesting to see how close he gets here.
Yeah, we've seen it in the first half. It'll be interesting to see how close he gets with it, is right. He's outside the arc. That one doesn't look to have the legs, a bit like myself.
Yeah, and there you are, the breeze is a factor.
And it is a factor, Damien, yeah.
Oh.
But again, he gets it back. Dan Heaven strikes it, and this time, at the second time of asking, Dan Heaven knocks it over the bar. It was a short with the free, but he gets it over from play.
His 3rd score, but an early Christmas present for Dan
And
Heaven.
an absolute Christmas present, anyway. Santa Claus has come early to Castledaly. Should have been cleared by Maryland, Damien, and, hopefully they won't regret that at the end of the game.
No, you've got to be more ruthless in that situation. Get the ball out. But here they go again.
Winning a little bit more at centre of the field. William Reynolds now. Reynolds gets it on the corner forward. That's when in into the Bear. Kieran Martin now. Kieran still bearing down on goal. Kieran has gone through. Is he fouled? Yes, Sean Carroll says he's fouled. Looked to be a little touch on the back, Damien, there. And I think that's a correct decision once again from Sean Carroll.
Yeah, he came under pressure, and you had visions of Kieran Martin cutting in like he did in Croke Park all those years ago.
All I was afraid of Jerry Buckley would start jumping around the press box here if he'd have had in
and his strength on the ball, I see he's
not called the Bear for nothing, David.
He's getting up though a little bit wearily, and that would be a concern for Maryland if anything was to go wrong with Kieran Martin.
Callum McCormack now knocks it up and over the bar. 4th point for Callum McCormack, all from freeze. He has a 2-pointer. It's 13-11. We're 4 points in, and it's end to end. It's nip and tuck. It's you get one, we'll get one.
Yes, and
substitution coming on here for Keane Rainey is coming on for Maryland. It'll be interesting to see who's gone off, but it's Keane Rainey is coming on, and it's the cornerback.
Callum Nugent.
Callum Nugent, and I thought Nugent was doing rather well. I mean, we had a lot of very interesting subs here in the 2 games yesterday. That's a very, very strange one to me, I have to say. I thought Callum Nugent was having a right good game, but it's down over the far side. Alan Stone gets it into his wing half forward. Indeed, it's his midfield partner. It's Aaron Sheeran. Sheeran gives it into Stone again. Again into Dolan. Dolan, can he get around this man? He does the first time, second time, and Callum, he slots it, Lock and Dolan slots it over the bar for a 5th score. And just as simple as that, Damien, Maryland are having to work that little bit harder for the scores, and they're maintaining, Castledaly maintaining that 3-point lead. They just move the ball that little bit quicker, get it into the shooter, get it into the score, and he'll pop it over for you 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, lovely use of the ball by Alan Stone, good vision, picking out the danger man, and Lorcan Dolan's influence in this game just continues to grow. He's 5 points from play.
Great catch that at the centre of the field that time by up goes too hard, can't get a hand on it, he's dispossessed. And eventually it falls around the goal, and in under 12 match you always tell a player don't ever go. Keane Rainey is after knocking it, it's gone out over the sideline, but gone out over the end line.
45
it's going to
perhaps?
be a 45, is it?
It looked like a 45.
It's gone wide, it's waved wide. I actually thought that was a 45, Damien.
It'll be interesting to see the replay. I thought the corner back touched it last.
I did as well. It'd be interesting to see. It was a dreadful pass across his own square anyway in the first place by Callum Nugent.
Just looking at the replay. Well,
yeah, definitely.
I'm not sure even when I look at the replay.
The man that was in the best position was actually the umpire, because he was right beside that. So we have to take his word for it.
And they did confer, they took their time, and eventually wide was signalled.
Definitely was in a better position than we were in to judge it. Ball back in again, it's looking for Dolan, and Dolan again is isolated, doesn't get it at the first time of asking, gets it at the second time, turns on to the left foot. Again, it's giving him space, but this time Larkin Dolan, he is fallible, Damien.
Yeah, he would have fancied him there, but again, lovely movement, lovely quick pivot on the ball, and he gets away, he makes space
And
for
on his
himself.
own, Damien, he had a bit of space in front of him. If we look back at that again, it was a lovely ball in from 30, found Loughnane in a good bit of space, and even if they're dropping it, there wasn't a Maryland player there.
He would have fancied scoring there. He'd be disappointed, even though he's been a big influence so far.
And immediately there's a change made. It's Kenny Kincaid has now gone out to Lower Condolan.
Yeah, that would be the third man at least at this stage.
Yeah. Kieran Martin gets the ball, does well, gets it out to the far side. Many times have we said that Kieran Martin to Callum McCormack over the years. But again, that's Callum McCormack, that's a rather poor shot, but it's well looked after, very well done there by William Reynolds. William Reynolds is surrounded by Castledaly men, but eventually comes out. Keith Millin does well to get it out to the man that's after coming on, Keane Rainey, but Keane Rainey has a bit of a swipe. Is that fair to say? A swipe at the ball, a 4th wide and 8 wide in total. 4th wide in the second half, 8 wides in total for Maryland here.
And a disappointing finish there.
Yeah, for what was a really decent move.
And here come Castledaly again.
Aaron Sheeran now. Sheeran has a man off him. He has a man on the shoulder. That man is Aaron Nugent. Nugent gets it in. It's into centre half back. That's Michael Lynch. Lynch gets it back out to Turley with a goal. And a goal! We were looking for a goal, Damien, and out of absolutely nothing, Kevin Stone has got the goal, the one that mattered. Yeah. It was a lovely, lovely move. Came right down the centre there. A couple of men involved in it at that time. Aaron Sheeran, Alan Stone.
Aaron Sheeran started it. Aaron Nugent was involved. You could kind of just see it opening up. Michael Lynch played a part.
Lynch was a great ball by Lynch, but what a finish.
Lovely finish.
Really lovely finish. 114 to Castledaly. That's 17 points. 11 points to Maryland, and now we have a bit of a gap. We're going to see what's in this Maryland team. Are they going to be...
Nice take by Colin Siri. They're going to have to bounce back quickly.
Keith Millin looks off, doesn't see a whole lot in front of him.
2 pointers will come into play here, Paul.
Callum McCormack. Is he going to go for one here? McCormack takes on one man, takes on 2 men. Eventually comes back to Joe Hart. Joe Hart strikes it, it's across the goal, but it's well dealt with by the Castledaly defence that time, and they're coming back on the attack again. It's a short ball. Is it going to make it? Yes, Jamie Anders as well. He was under a bit of pressure there, Aaron Sheeran, and Aaron Sheeran looks up and sees that Dan is a centre half back. Liam Moran is absolutely, Michael Lynch is absolutely free, and Michael Lynch has definitely moved up the field, Damien. He's playing almost in the forward line. Dan Heaven now with a chance to extend the lead for Castledaly, and that's a beautiful score. And again, Damien, it's the ease of which they're moving the ball up the field that is frightening.
Yeah, and they seem just to be a little bit more composed in their finishing, and they seem to have more options when it comes to that end of the field. Kevin Stone took that goal really well. That's the way you want a forward to tuck it away low to the bottom corner.
And it has made a huge difference here, and in the space of 2 minutes they've scored 1-2, which leaves them with a lead of 7 points here. 115, that's 18. 11 points to Maryland. Maryland now needs something. They need a spark. They need somebody to catch a hold on the ball. It's gone out to Kieran Martin. Can Kieran Martin be the player that gets his hand on the ball and gets Maryland back into this game? Takes a lot of steps with that ball, but eventually it comes back out, and Maryland back on the attack again. We have a man free here. It's the centre half back. That's Liam Moran. Liam Moran takes off now, right down through the centre. Can he get anyone off his shoulder? He can. That man is Darren Millin. Millin looks up and sees that the only man available to him is Callum McCormack. McCormack now. They're going to need a big second half. They're going to need a big 20 minutes with Callum McCormack, and he's dispossessed and eventually comes back out. That's a high challenge. Something happened in front of the goal here. We have a little bit of a...
Yeah, there's
getting to know you.
A little bit of tussling inside. The referee's attention has been drawn to it, but good work by the Castledaly defence there, just getting back to scramble. And to
they realise where the danger is, Damien, I think. I think that's the difference between the sides. Maryland haven't realised that the quick ball going into the forward line is what's killing them.
Yeah, and Maryland not using the quick, direct ball themselves. They did so for a little while in the first half to Joe Hart, but since then, Castledaly have kind of got the grips with things. There's going to be a booking here, I think.
Sean Carroll is coming out with a couple of cards, and I don't think they're birthday cards for either. It's Joe Hart is one of them anyway, definitely, and I think Shane Fitzpatrick is the other. So I don't think they're going to be sending best wishes to one another, but I'm not quite sure it was as bad as to our own. There was harmless enough stuff down at the far end of the pitch, and there's probably going to be 2 yellow cards here. And I'm sure Sean Carroll is thinking the same. Yeah, it's a yellow card for Joe Hart, and it's a yellow card for Liam Fitzpatrick. And, you know, again, intelligent refereeing by Sean Carroll.
Mark Mullin coming on here for Maryland, Paul. 29.
Yeah, Mark Mullin. And Maryland going to the bench fairly easily. It's Andy Kincaid that's coming out, and Kenny, of course, giving huge service to Maryland. Not today was not one of his better days, it has to be said. And Conor Foley decides it's time to go to the bench. And look at this, it's clear space. Maryland are trying to get back, but at this stage, it's a 4-0 figure. Adam Turley now. Turley looks up and sees that Aaron Sheeran is absolutely on his own on the edge of the D. He had enough time to pick the score himself, but he holds on to it, gets it out to Jamie Anders.
Yeah, they're being patient, Castledaly.
They have the lead, Damien. They're 7 points to the good. They don't need to press hard with it. We see the goalkeeper coming forward again. Carl Dolan is making his way forward, but they're still keeping 4 men back, at least 4. They've actually 5 back. Carl Dolan has still gone into the forward line, and you know, it's a long time since we've seen someone with a cap getting a score here in the TG Park, but we might see it yet. Good work by Adam Turley there, but he runs into an absolute wall. Unfortunately, that wall was fouling.
Yeah, Jack Carney winning a free. Maryland needs something here. I think they need a couple of 2-pointers, or they need a goal to get back into this game.
Yes. Spark of something.
At the moment,
a spark
they're
of
in
genius.
trouble.
Kieran Martin tries to get the ball off John Warburton. He hasn't done it so far, but John Warburton did well to hold on to that. Gets it back to Alan Stone. Alan Stone strikes it off the left foot, but I'm afraid that's gone for a wide. Second wide of the second half. 5 in total, but
it's interesting, they've got Callum McCormick in at full forward now. They're looking to play the ball into him surely at this stage.
I think it's route 1 or no route at all, Damien, to be quite honest with you.
But they do need scores quickly to turn this around. There's 16 minutes to play here, and there's 7 points adrift.
Kieran Martin playing at wing half back, I'm not quite sure that that's the ideal move to make. You know, he's gone way back at the field. He's actually gone to the centre of the field, and
yeah,
you know,
it's going to be interesting.
They're going to need him further forward, Damien. Let's be honest.
It's going to be interesting to see now in the final quarter as well, just how much of an impact that game midweek is going to have in Maryland.
Fitness levels in particular,
because that will have taken its toll.
Yeah. Eventually comes out Aaron Sheeran. It's that middle third that is destroying Maryland.
Here's Lorcan Dolan again.
Dolan onto his left foot. Dolan gets that wand moving again, and it's just so simple, and it's an absolute joy to watch Red Damien. And let's be honest about it, he scored 6 points of top drawer quality here. And he's virtually unmarkable out there today.
And he could have, in fairness, he could have won 7 to his tally at this stage if he had taken his goal. That's been ultra critical. If he had got power in that shot in the first half and got it past the Maryland keeper.
Yeah.
You know, they'd be out of sight now. They're almost out of sight as it is, though.
As it is, they lead by 116. That's 19 points to 11. That's an 8-point gap here. We're into the last quarter of the game here in TG Cusick Park. As we said, Maryland, if they want to get back in this game, they need a spark. They're probably going to need at least 1 goal, Damien, I would suggest. But again,
and it's not looking likely, is it, Paul, at the moment?
It's in that top third, Damien. They're turning it over rather too easily. Alan Stone is going to make this one again. 3 Maryland men around him, but it's still Stone got to it.
Alan Stone is a real warrior for Castledaly
Absolutely,
today.
And there's another man that has been excellent. Turley looks up and sees that Jamie Anders is free over this side. What a ball. 60-yard ball, but Jamie Anders drops it. Eventually it comes back to Dan Heaven. Dan looks up and sees that Lurkin is there. Lurkin goes up for it, doesn't get it at the first time, gets it at the second time, and a push in the back. And he's just playing an absolutely tremendous game, Damien. And you can see why there's inter-county quality in that young man.
Yeah, and again, a lovely ball across the field, but the final pass inside probably not as good as it should have been, but yet Lorcan Dolan had the strength to get out and to win it and to force the foul from Kenny Kincaid.
Chance now for Dan Heaven to increase that lead even further, and that's gone. Simple as that, bang, smack, over the bar. And you know, even at this stage we see new Westmeath manager Mark McHugh is behind the goals there, along with Paddy Walsh, the great Paddy Walsh from Westmeath. They're keeping an eye on this one. If they wanted to look for someone, a substitution for Castledaly, that's the number 21. That's David Olin, and David Olin is replacing centre half back Michael Lynch, who has had a tremendous game in my opinion, but David Olin has now gone in. Probably I'd say for height advantage here at the moment because Maryland have put all their eggs in one basket. But it's 117 to Castledaly, that's 20 points. 11 points to Maryland. We're 17 minutes into the second half here, and even at this stage, Damien, it's looking very likely that it's going to be Castledaly that win the day here.
Yeah,
The yellow card for Christy Grimes as well off the ball there. I'm not quite sure what that one was for, perhaps. A little bit of back chat to the referee, but it's a yellow card nonetheless.
Maryland need to get to grips with this at the middle of the field quickly.
Again, it's that dirty ball has been won all the time by the men in green and gold. And if he looks up this time, John Warburton looks up, he had a man over the far side free, and it eventually comes to Turley, and Adam Turley has struck over a beautiful, beautiful score.
Yeah, his third from play, nice score again, nice finish.
118 to 11, Damien. It's becoming a bit of a rout here now at the moment. We didn't want to see that. We thought at half time it'd be an awful lot closer than this. But definitely, as you said, physical levels and indeed, fitness is playing a major part in this.
Yeah,
Maryland look tired out.
Yeah, and that game midweek, as I said, could be a factor. But apart from that, they have a nice spread of forwards at Castledaly, and they're picking off their scores really well.
Yeah, and it's not just one or two, it's every one of them. There's a high ball in looking for McCormack. McCormack gets it at the second time I'm asking now. McCormack gets it onto that right foot. Is he going to get the score here to narrow the gap slightly further for it? Callum McCormack pops it over the bar.
And that's what they need, but
they need a little bit more.
Yeah,
they need a little bit more, yeah. I think they're going to need at least one goal, Damien, if they're going to have any say in this one. And even at that stage...
With 11 minutes to play, they're definitely not going to need at least one.
Yeah, and possibly a couple of 2-pointers. But we've seen Killygan yesterday evening, we're 9 points down with, 15, 17 minutes to go, and eventually won by 3. So it's not insurmountable with the current rules of the game. Daily player down here on the sideline, and
yeah, Maryland weren't happy there, but the referee and his linesman consulted. You could see them having a word with each other, and they decided that the Castledaly defender was pushed out over the sideline.
I didn't quite see it. I know Kevin Dolan is fairly animated with the there, but that's gone on to the field. It's going to be a free into Maryland now anyway, because the ball wasn't kicked from the right spot, and
well, it's actually a throw-in now.
A throw-in, sorry, I beg your pardon. It's great. That's why it's great to have a referee behind.
And it's going to be interesting to see, does Kieran Martin win this one? He has to.
He did well to get it out, and look at the power in that. Keith Lynn, who has had a tremendous game so far. That's a high ball in, looking for McCormack again, but it's dead with. Chance now for Maryland. It's just gone. It's just a little too high. Joe Hart, I think it was, got the last strike on that one.
Yeah.
Probably looking for the onion back there. It's his first score of the game, Damien, but they've got the last 2 scores. 118, that's 21 to 12, 9 points of a difference.
Yeah.
You know, one more score, maybe 2 more scores for Maryland gets them back into this game, but they're going to need them and need them quickly.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed with that. That was a good chance.
Ball gone right down to the centre for Alan Stone. It's almost on his own at the centre of the field. It's Castledaly moving that ball, and as they have done for most of the game, they've been moving at a far better pace and moving it far quicker than Maryland have. It's Aaron Sheeran, he's had a tremendous second half. Sheeran takes on 1, takes on 2. Sheeran strikes it, but just as I say, he's having a great game. He goes and kicks it out.
He was, he was probably a little bit off balance and rushed the shot. Took it with the outside of the right
done well
foot.
to get into the position, haven't
Yes,
said
he
that.
showed great pace, but then I think he needed a little bit of assistance at that stage.
It's a great catch by Aaron Nugent. The Nugget gets it back. Nugget has a look and sees. Kevin Stone is free. Kevin Stone strikes it off the right foot, but that one has gone to the right and wide. And it was a chance, another chance to extend the lead, but Castledaly have hit 4 wides in the second half, 7 wides in total.
Yeah.
They have just been more economical with their use of the ball, Damon.
Yeah, and the game is just petering out a little. You know, it's almost to an inevitable conclusion, if you like, Paul, because Maryland are struggling.
Yeah, this is a chance now for them now. He's away, and that's a pull in the back. He's going to keep going though. William Reynolds looks up and sees that Callum McCormick is free. Callum McCormick is hauled to the ground, and that's definitely going to be a free. You can see from Castledaly's point of view though, stop it at source.
Yeah,
you know,
they're
before
not
the
going to
chance
consider
arrives.
soft goal.
Before the chance arrives, make sure that it's sorted, and it's going to be Joe Hart out to take this one. I think they're wasting a little bit of time on this one. This should be nearly over the bar at this stage.
Yeah, and a crucial kick.
Joe Hart now, he's just on the 21-yard line. Joe Hart strikes. Put back off the post. Can't make the rebound. And is that just a kind of dichotomy of the game?
Yeah, does
Kind
that
of
sum
sums
up
it up a
the
little bit.
Maryland performance in the second half?
And again, straight away, Castledaly bring it down the field. And foul on Alan Stone there. Aaron Sheeran, he's going to slow things down. Castledaly don't need to do anything too strenuous now at this stage. They're lead by 9 points here in GG Cusick Park. And in fairness, Damien, they're good value for that 9-point lead at the moment.
Yeah, they've got more out of their forward line overall, and Lorcan Dolan has been the match winner, let's be honest.
And the goal has made a huge difference to it as well.
That's a Maryland free though.
So Maryland free. Can they get it moving quickly here? It goes into Kieran now. On the 45, he's really going to have to go for goal here. Alan Stone is in front of him. There's a clash. There's a clash of
Clash of the Titans.
experience.
Yeah.
Eventually comes back out to William Reynolds, and William Reynolds has a pot shot, but William Reynolds has picked a rather.
It's 10 wides for Maryland overall.
It's been their downfall, Damien, unfortunately. Substitution coming on now for Castledaly. That's the number 22, Sean Kerrigan. He looks like he's gone into the. It's Jamie Anders he's actually going in for. Is it? Yes, it's Sean Kerrigan replaced Jamie Anders.
That's 10.
Substitution, Castledaly team were 22. Sean Kerrigan replaces number 10, Jamie Anders.
Not waiting for the ball there that time. Maybe that wasn't the cleverest move to make, but he's done well to hold on to it, and eventually gets it out. It's right down the centre. Kevin Stone breaks it through. There's a man over on the far side. He's clean through on goal. It's Aaron Sheeran, and he's been a huge addition to them in the second half, and probably deserves that score.
Yeah,
Aaron Sheeran has been outstanding in the second half, Brett.
Yeah, the wise option, and Kevin Stone making the chance. Just fisting it over there. No need for heroics at this stage. They're 10 points clear now.
Ball goes right up into the centre. Aaron Nugent is down, but I think Aaron Nugent was actually fouled in that time. It's 119-22 to Maryland's 10. Castledaly leading by 10 here. We've 5 minutes to go on. You mentioned it a few minutes ago. It's developing. Peter now has a contest as such. Maryland were in this game for so long. Just the start of that second half, when they had the upper hand, they didn't make enough of it, in my opinion.
No,
Castledaly came down and got the crucial score, which was the goal.
Yeah, and it's turned into a largely disappointing final quarter, it must be said, because Maryland haven't got the scores that they needed to turn this around.
Keith Millin, he's going to try and look for another score. Keith Millin, no, but I'm afraid that's wide as well.
And that's kind of been their downfall, Paul. They've lacked the same composure as Castledaly with those scoring chances. Here's the
Brian Moran is coming on now. Brian Moran going into the forward line. Interesting to see. He's actually replacing Keith Millin. And that's kind of the white flag to me, because I thought Keith Millin was their
he was their go-to man for a while in the first half.
Yeah.
But again,
I think it just signals the white flag here.
Yeah, he could be suffering too from that game midweek.
Lee Moore now gets the ball in, looking for McCormick. It's a high ball in, but that's well dealt with. Superbly dealt with. Liam Fitzpatrick eventually comes out with it, but it was a lovely knockdown that time by Liam Fitzpatrick into Shane Fitzpatrick. And again, Castledaly just so much more measured in their approach. And You know, Lurk Dolan, he's playing as a wing half back now.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's his time.
And they can
really.
afford to do it.
He
They
doesn't
can afford
need
to do
to
it.
be up front now. He's done his job, and you know, barring an absolute collapse, Castledaly are through here.
Back on the attack again now. Kevin Stone. He still retains possession. Gives it back to his cornerback, Shane Fitzpatrick.
Maryland are looking rather tired, Paul. So that game 5 days ago.
Certainly it's having an effect. I mean, there's no question or doubt about that. It's definitely having an effect. And it's just keep ball here for Castledaly for the next 3 minutes odd. That's whatever referee Sean Carroll is going to add in here for added time. But it's very simple here at the moment. Gets it into Aaron Nugent. Nugent looks up. This time he sees a different corner forward than he saw. It's Aaron Sheeran is playing corner forward here this time. Eventually gets it back. Dan Heaven now. Heaven just looks up and sees that there's a player pulled right across the back line. It's so simple here for Castledaly. Gets it back to Larkin. Larkin has a look up, sees that Turley is available. Turley just dancing around. He'll be very good and Strictly at the moment because he's great movement of the feet. Gets it in, another chance. Castledaly back on the attack again. Alan Stone. They're just playing it around and playing it around beautifully. Eventually comes
Lovely
out.
ball.
Beautiful crossfield ball to Aaron Nugent. Nugent strikes it off the left, but it's a bad wide, Damien, but it means very little at this stage because it was just their sheer retention of the ball and their finding of space, their finding of their playing partners is just been excellent, and that has been a major difference here between the two sides today.
Yeah, Castledaly look fresher. Maryland looking like a tired team. They're finishing like a tired team.
Larkin Dolan catches the ball at the centre of the field. I don't think we'll ever hear that again. Chance here, there's a man free here. Can he get to it? It's Turley bearing down on goal. Turley has turned a second time, a third time, but that's a lovely finish by Adam Turley. And if you wanted the final nail in the coffin again, Larkin Dolan, what a ball in. And it just split that Maryland defence. And Damien, if we wanted the epitome of the tiredness of Maryland, there it was there in spades.
Absolutely.
2-19-12. Double substitution for Maryland now. 22 and 18 are on.
Yeah, the gap is 13 points now, and you know the subs are arriving, but they're arriving too late. I think they have any kind of an impact here.
Kevin Seary and David Rush are on for Maryland. I haven't seen anybody going off yet, actually. I think that.
Double substitution of Maryland team number 18, David Rush, and number 22, Kevin Seary, replaced number 17, Colin Seary, and number 13, Darren.
Colin Seary is the man that wasn't named on the starting 15, but at this stage, Damien, I think it's merely giving lads a game because the game has long gone out of Maryland's grasp. That second goal has.
And probably a couple of minutes to be added, I'd say, no more than that.
I would suggest, and we see Castledaly are getting ready to make a double substitution here again. I would suggest that Conor Foley is just clearing his bench here at the moment to give lads game time because they know they have a quarter final next weekend. 2 minutes additional time. It's going to be a quarter final position for Castledaly. It's turned over though this time. Chance now, is it? Kieran Martin gets it eventually. Kieran looks around, he looks off the left foot and Kieran strikes it. Is it going to hold it? Oh, that's over the bar, but it's only taken the mean look.
I would suggest at this stage.
It's only taken the mean look off the score line.
A couple of Castledaly subs arriving for a late run out.
Aaron Nugent has come off. He's had a tremendous game in fairness to him.
Yeah,
he's replaced by the number 26, and that 26 is Paul Costello. Not as listed on the programme as Mark Carney. It's Paul Costello wears 26. The other subs to come on is the number 24. That's Oisin Egan, a very young man. I've seen him at underage level here. He's gone into the defence here. I'm not quite sure who he came on for, but
Substitution for Castledaly, number 24, Oisin Egan, and number 26, Paul Costello.
Here's Egan.
Number 12, Aaron Nugent.
chance here now, Aaron Sheeran. Back it comes, and Castledaly just playing out the moments here, Damien. We're almost into the last 30 seconds
to go, yeah.
And it's been a facile win for them as it turned out. We thought at half time we'd a game on our hands.
We did, and in fairness, it looked like that because Maryland had been spirited and had been doing their best to stay with it, even though they were playing second fiddle with Lorcan Dolan's brilliance up front. And we did expect that Maryland would be much closer, but as the game progressed, you know, Castledaly just took a grip. They got the scores. I mean, Adam Turley's goal was excellent, but they got some lovely points as well to go with it, and a lovely spread of scores. And their movement was much better. Their use of the ball was much better.
I would suggest their fitness levels was probably much better as well, Damien. You mentioned it and mentioned a couple of occasions. The game midweek certainly didn't do them any favours because they looked in that last 20 minutes when they didn't get the scores early in the second half. They looked like a dying swan almost. They'd given up the ghost. Turley got the goal. It kind of tore the heart out of Maryland. And you know, at the start of the season, there were many people's favourites, I suppose, to go down to junior ranks. So they've done themselves well. They've done well to retain their intermediate places at least for 2026. And I suppose at the start of the season, that was probably number one priority.
Yeah, and look, new Westmeath manager Mark McHugh is here. He'll have been watching on, and the player he'll pick out is Lorcan Dolan. He got 6 quality points, and Lorcan Dolan's going to be a handful for anybody coming up in a quarter final. Castledaly probably not done yet in this championship.
Probably not done yet. It'd be interesting to see who they're going to play in a quarter final. We're not quite sure. Are we sure of who they're playing in a quarter final now?
Not quite sure.
I think it's Milltown actually they play in a quarter final now. I think Milltown finished third in the top group, so I think Milltown will play Castledaly in the next round again. Probably a clash of styles, Damien, as well. You know, Milltown probably
that would pit Milltown against Castledaly in the quarter final.
Yeah,
and on the basis of that, clash of styles, and you would say Milltown coming into that game will come into it as favourites, but Castledaly, with the quality they possess up front, are certainly a threat.
Yeah, well, we've seen that from Section B teams over the years. We have to remember over the last number of years, it's the Section B teams that have gone on to the final here. We remember the particular county final here a couple of years ago, St Malachy's and Milltown Pass. Both teams came out of Section B, and it's just that minefield that intermediate football is in Westmeath that these things can happen, you know.
Yeah, well, you have Milltown Pass and Castledaly progressing.
Yeah,
and they're
nobody
I
want
would
to face
suggest
them.
They're not going to be a soft touch in the knockout stages.
Yeah, I think it's Milltown Pass are probably going to be playing multi now, I think, in the next round in the quarter final here next weekend. But look at it's at the start of the year, Dean Bracken would have been given the first thing is get out of that division. Anything else is a bit of a bonus, I would suggest. And Castledaly have done that, and they've done it in good style here today, David.
Yeah, absolutely, they've done it in good style. Their goals were well taken. Kevin Stone, Adam Turley, you know, good second halves. Alan Stone, a real warrior at midfield.
I think the two midfielders, I thought Sheridan was exceptional at the centre of the field as well.
And their defence snuffed out
and
any
mobile,
kind of a chance.
And mobile as well, you know, they were very, very mobile.
They easily snuffed out Callum McCormack and any kind of a Maryland chance in that second half. You know, hinged around McCormack getting in and getting a goal. It never happened because Castledaly were on top back there.
Yeah, and it was the scoring power of Castledaly that won the day here, I think, and their fitness levels. It was just too much for Maryland, who had played their second game in a week, and I think that had a huge toll on it as well. But it's Castledaly that progress here in the Shay Murtagh Precast Intermediate Football Championship. They go on to a quarter final now. For Maryland, it's back to the drawing board for 2026. They're probably going to need a small injection of youth into the team. Damien, we've seen an aging team here today, and fitness levels played a huge role in it. Maryland are probably going to need that little bit of injection of youth next season if they're going to have any say in intermediate championship. But they'll be still an intermediate club coming here next year to TEG Cusick Park, hopefully for a playoff game. Do stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. We have a double header here in TG Cusick Park. Right after this, Ray will be with you, along with Jerry Buckley, for the Senior Championship shootout clash, as it now is, between Moate All Whites and Caulry. So do stay with us. But for the moment, from us here on AirVTV, it is Castledaly who win the day here on a scoreline of 219. That's 25 to 13 points. 12 points of a win and good value to wire for it. Do stay with us for our second game, and indeed keep an eye out for fixtures for next weekend. We'll have a busy weekend next weekend with quarterfinals here over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday of next week. But for the moment, my thanks to Ollie Gallagher and Cameron, and particular thanks to Damien Maher for his insightful thoughts here on the game here as co-coms. Paul signing out here. We'll be with you again for the second game. Do stay with us, have a cup of tea and come back.
TEG, proud sponsors of TEG Cusick Park, serving aviation, biopharmaceuticals and medical industries across the globe. TEG has been to the fore in the fight against COVID-19 with our customers and partners. A local business employing local people. Visit teg.com/careers to learn more. Wishing all our GAA patrons a safe passage through the championship.
Seventh Coaches, proud sponsor of Westmeath GAA Hurling Championships. Clark's Bar, wishing all teams the very best today. MJ Stone Building and Developments, proud sponsor of Westmeath GAA.
Cusick Park pitch is 145 metres long. Imagine 3 of these bridge beams would make up the length of the pitch. Now transport 30 of them from Harney to Kildare. A challenge overcome by a great team with the support of a great community. My name is Pat Barrett, Project Manager, Shay Murtagh Precast.
TEG, proud sponsors of TEG Cusick Park, serving aviation, biopharmaceuticals and medical industries across the globe. TEG has been to the fore in the fight against COVID-19 with our customers and partners. A local business employing local people. Visit teg.com/careers to learn more. Wishing all our GAA patrons a safe passage through the championship.
Sevens Coaches, proud sponsor of Westmeath GAA Hurling Championships. Clark's Bar, wishing all teams the very best today. MJ Stone Building and Developments, proud sponsor of Westmeath GAA.
Cusick Park pitch is 145 metres long. Imagine 3 of these bridge beams would make up the length of the pitch. Now transport 30 of them from Harney to Kildare. A challenge overcome by a great team with the support of a great community. My name is Pat Barrett, Project Manager, Shay Murtagh Precast.
Good evening, viewers. Welcome back to TG Cusick Park for this crucial game in Section B of the Shay Precast Senior Football Championship, a local derby between Caulry and Moate. I'm joined on co-commentary by Jerry Buckley, and I'm out of breath because I've just completed a first interview with the new Westmeath football manager, Mark McHugh, so my apologies for being late here. Jerry, looking forward to this one.
Yeah, absolutely, Ray. Yeah, it's a local derby. Two high-profile managers, I suppose, in Pat Flanagan and Val Daly, who've experienced a high level of football, and it's a kind of a winner-takes-all, so very much looking forward to it, Ray.
Yeah, and look, we have a few changes, Jerry. I'm not sure what team we're starting with first for our viewers at home, but a few changes that we know of already, so you know, there's so much on the line for both these teams here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I suppose Moate, I was just talking to a few people there a few minutes ago, like Moate, kind of a sleeping giant of Westmeath football, had gone down to a lower level, you know, junior ranks, and made their way through junior and intermediate, are now back at senior level, and I mean, struggled a little bit last year, but this year they're comfortably have retained their status as a senior club for 2026, and they're now on the verge of getting to knockout football, so a big day for them. Caulry, I suppose, have flattered to deceive a little bit the last few years, got to a semi-final. A lot of people thought that maybe the mixture of youth and experience, they might go a little bit further, but had a poor year last year under Pat Flanagan, a bit better this year, so it's a huge game for both teams.
Yeah, now with that, Jerry, I think I have a handle on the changes, because there are quite a number of them on the Caulry team in particular, but so far our viewers will go ahead with it. Their goalkeeper is number 1 is Jack Connaughton. Full back line, Glenn Carolyn at 2, Kevin Maguire wears 3 and Sean Clinton at 4. Half back line is Tyke Baker at 5, Owen Grennan at 6 and Rusheen Shorthall at 7. Stephen Connolly wears number 8 and he's part in the middle of the field by the number 17 for Caulry, and number 17 is Damien Dolan. The half forward line, number 18 Sean Murphy comes in place of Neil Clinton. Conor McCormick plays at centre half forward wearing 11 and Shane Lawless at 12. The inside line, Tiernan O'Donovan is at 13, number 25, which is Senna Baker, he lines out at full forward, and completing the Caulry line out, number 20 is Luke Buckley. And Moate White's 2 changes to their lineup, but we'll get to them in time. James Mitchell is their goalkeeper. Full back line, Luke Whitney at 2, Cathal O'Brien at 3 and Andrew Gorman at 4. A half back line of James Bracken wearing 5, Paul Gorman at 6 and Tom Gorman at 7. Harry Nile wears 8 in the middle of the field, and he partners Darrell Lowry wearing 9. In the half-hour line, Conor Bracken's at 10, Robbie Ford is at 11, and coming in replace of number 12, Owen Bracken, is the number 19, and the number 19 from Moate White is Dylan Nulty. Inside line, Billy Berry wears 13. The full forward is Toby Conte, he'll wear 14, and completing the line of wearing number 23 is Hagan Nile. And our referee for today's game, I'll be a happy man, is Andy Kelly from Castledaly, as his team qualified for the knockout stages of the intermediate championship in the previous game. Jerry,
and very impressively at that, I have to say.
Absolutely.
Yeah, tour de force from Larkin Dolan. I know you were just saying you were talking to Mark McHugh. He was up here briefly between the 2 games and said how impressed he was with Larkin Dolan, and you know, a couple of other decent forwards on that Castledaly team. And what looked as if it was going to be a close contest at half time, Castledaly ended up winning it comprehensively.
Yeah. Getting back to this one, Jerry, this one should be a close, and this is a local derby. What are we, about 4 or 5 miles maximum between the two clubs? So, you know, there should be plenty of local spice to this one. They should know each other between school and whatever else. I'm just looking at a couple of changes here. Senna Baker has gone out to the middle of the field, and he's going to be partnered by Conor McCormick at wearing the number 11. So positional change on. It looks like Tyke Baker has gone in centre back, so you know, lots of changes, even never mind the numbers.
Yeah, it's effectively a knockout game, Ray. I love knockout football, and from next weekend we have set in stone knockout football, but to all you know effects, really this is a knockout game, and serious business starts today. And you know, both teams, I say, comfortably have retained senior status, but they'll have ambitions to go a lot further.
Yeah, Moate Court last year, Jerry, just about, you know, held their status in the senior, I think, a playoff and won by a point. But whereas Caulry are probably disappointed at, you know, how they have performed so far. But anyway, we're up and under the way, and Harry Nile was highest, and he grabs that ball. Senna Baker got 2 hands on it, but the referee deems that the Moate man had got his hand on it first, and he wins the free, and the free taking us go back now as far as Paul Gorman. Paul with the left foot fires it in. looking for the inside line, but it was well intercepted there by the corner back there at Glenn Carroll. Glenn got a hand on it, and Caulry get a chance now to bring it away. Tyke Baker now, he actually had started at centre forward, but he dropped back out into the middle of the field. He played the ball down very close to the side, and Tiernan O'Donovan doesn't get to keep it in play, and this line ball is already taken, and Cathal O'Brien has it for the Moate Hall White into their centre back. Their centre back is Paul Gorman. Gorman goes across the field, but the number 19 is Dylan Nulty. Nulty back to Gorman again, and Gorman strides forward into the Caulry half of the pitch, looks up, and with that left foot, looking for Toby Conte. First chance for Toby to get involved. Knocks the ball down. He gets the breaking ball. He's right in. Can he finish? Oh, Toby. What a chance. It would have been a dream start for the Moate. Jerry did everything right. He got the hand. He knocked it down. He got the rebound himself. And it looked like he was... all he had to do was put it into the corner of the net and just the wrong side of the upright.
He'd be bitterly disappointed with that. He did all the, as you said, the hard graft. And I actually thought when it left his boot it was going in, settle into the net. But fortunately just narrowly wide.
Kick out, broken down there by Harry Niall to Darrell Lowry, and then Robbie Ford. He gets involved and it goes right across the Caulry 65-metre line and pops the ball back. But then they work it through the hands for it. It comes to Harry Niall. Harry, little ball inside to James Bracken. Bracken out to the number 23. That's Hagan Niall. Hagan. So his brother Harry. Harry looks around and just forced back out, and then sees the corner back there. Luke Whitney has remain forward. Luke pops the ball inside. Moate with that possession. Caulry trying to just shut them down, keeping the three men forward. And Harry Niall combining now with Darrell Lowry. Darrell looking to see is there a little bit of space there that he can make one of those bursts that he's become famous for. Instead, he just back to Harry Niall, and Harry outside the D, I think it is, fires it in. And it's over the bar. The referee has signaled it is a 2-pointer. Perfect start there. Jerry, not sure what way the breeze is. It certainly seems to have calmed down a little bit from where we were in the opening game.
Yeah, the first game is definitely going towards Dunstores, although it didn't reflect in the second half of the first game. At this stage, I don't think it's a huge factor, Ray. If you look at the flags over the scoreboard, it's not a huge factor. Yeah,
the kick out again, possession. One on the kick out there by Moate with the ball just knocked down, and Conor Bracken picked it up and free awarded here now. There's a chance for James Bracken going for it. James pops it on the reverse pass to Hagan Knight. Hagan into Toby again. Toby, strong man, holds on to that possession, gives it back to Robbie Ford. Robbie, lovely play as he comes back onto his right foot. Trying to get a little bit of space to take the shot on. Being closed down there by Kevin Maguire, the ever experienced Kevin. Not too happy with the referee because I think they thought that Toby Conte had committed a third man tackle there as such, a blocking off in the old days, Jerry they called it. But the referee didn't see anything wrong with it, and he allows Moate to hold that possession here now. Paul Gorman thought about taking the shot on, but Moate certainly have started the better of these two teams. 2 points in that last attack, and they're holding the possession now. They're working in Dylan Nulty. All our other forwards already have touched the ball. It's back here now with James Bracken. Bracken trying to be closed down there by Damien Dolan, but he gets through, and little ball flicked inside here. Good work there by Dylan Nulty, but well defended there and doesn't get the shot away. But won't just hold that possession again. Tom Gorman. Tom back to Nulty again, and nice vision from the number 19 as he fires it across to Paul Gorman. Paul just misjudged the bounce, but no one in a red jersey anywhere around to capitalise on that. And Moate go for it. Billy Berry. Billy back again to Paul Gorman. Paul doesn't take the shot, instead pops the fisted ball into Toby Conte. Toby back out again. Moate spreading out across the field. Darrell Lowry trying to get away from the attention there of Conor McCormick, but plays still with the Moate men. Dylan Nulty, he pops it back now to Tom Gorman. Tom getting involved into it now. Nulty. All this is happening between Caulry's defensive 45 and 65 metre line. The ball carried forward by James Bracken. Goes into the tackle, goes to ground, but holds the possession. A chance now for Paul Gorman. Gets the ball in, manages to find a player inside and in all the space. Billy Berry, I think it was, and he pops it back as far as Toby, and white number 2 from the boot of the number 14. Yeah, that's very disappointing. Like 5 minutes gone, Moate have had all the possession basically and just one score to show for it, albeit a 2-pointer. And you know, bad start for Toby. You know, again missed the goal chance, and that certainly should be over the bar. Yeah, and just looking, I think are we going back to it? The referee playing an advantage there, because It looks like it is going to be free on the 20-metre line. Billy Berry, we'll have a look. Billy fires this one and he's fired it over the bar. Jerry from the free. I'm not sure what had happened there. We get a look on the replay, but it is gone over the bar. 3 points.
Well, it certainly escaped me, Ray, I'll be brutally honest with you.
Kick out again from Jack Connaughton. He hanged it out on the 65-metre line. Caulry do well, pick up the breaking ball, coming forward, their first chance of then turn over again. They're running into the attack there with Stephen Connolly, and Stephen gives up possession, and now Robbie Ford. Robbie just looks up, trying to see can he squeeze the ball in through to Toby. Toby maybe got away with a little nudge there. Very close to the end line, and he takes the short corner and he goes to ground. Needs a little bit of support and good defending in there by the Caulry men, but opportunity is still there. Billy Berry has a chance, but doesn't take on the shot. You see Caulry defending very, very well back just on the arc there. Moate have to go over to that left-hand side, and centre back Owen Grennan just about to go down on the ball there, and foot comes in there from the number 7 Tom Gorman, and a free out.
Old rules are new rules. That's a free, Ray.
Absolutely. No, the referee. The free certainly was for what referee. I think there's the ball not kicked from the free. I think Jerry back into the 20-metre line, and referee right in top of things, and there's a nice easy opportunity here for Robbie Ford on the 20-metre line, right in the front of the goals. Robbie Ford makes no mistake. It's his first point. And yeah, I think that was the call, Jerry. The free kick back into the 20 metre line.
It appears to be all these little fiddly things that have come in. You've got eyes in the back of your head, and apparently there's still going to be some more tinkering with the rules. So just when you're getting used to one set of rules, there's going to be more tinkering with Jim Gavin's last act as a layman.
Kick out again from Jack Connaughton. Very, very close to the sideline over there. Oh, it's about to be picked up there by Tom Gorman. There's a sliding tackle coming in from Stephen Connolly. The referee's seen nothing wrong. I think the Moate man feels a little bit aggrieved over there that they weren't awarded the free. Line ball for Caulry that they've taken, and they've shifted across this side where there's a chance now for Damien Dolan to come forward with it. Caulry's first real opportunity to get into the Moate half of the field. Conor McCormick missed the last game, of course, with an injury. Just miscued the crossfield pass over there on the far side with Stephen Connolly. Will have enough time to keep it in play. Has support there from Glenn Carroll. Glenn is very close to the sideline, does well. A couple of more players trying to put a squeeze on him, but Caulry work it out well, and ball fired across here towards the stand side where Kevin Maguire has a little bit of space. Kevin, as he saw the foul, he's looking to see what's available forward to him. Conor McCormick makes himself available. He pops it off as far as Ty Baker. Ty back to the other cornerback, Sean Clinton now. Sean heading towards the Moate 45-metre line and lays it off to Connolly again. Connolly looking to see if there's anything on it inside, then just has to hold the possession. And Caulry nice and patient here now, trying to probe here to get it into Senan Baker. Senan trying to get through a bit tight space in there, and he fires in the shot, but unfortunately for Senan, did everything right then. The shot.
The shot was very poor now, Ray.
Maybe caught between going low and going for the point, and ended up not getting it on target.
Yeah, there'll be nothing wrong with a point just to settle the team there now, because it's the first time they've been in the Moate half, and the point would have settled them a bit, and goes down as a bad miss.
Yeah, James Mitchell with his first kick out. Kevin Maguire goes high, gets a fist to it, and on the breaking ball, Shane Lawless is there for the Caulry men. Shane just pops it on now. Baker right out in the middle of the field now as he goes across field. Darren Lowry just trying to shut him down, but nice ball given inside. Now there's a chance for a high tackle there on Oisin Short on as he was coming through there. Ball had been playing and it was Tiernan Donovan that got possession, and you know sometimes, Jerry, there's such a thing as a good free to give away, and that might just be one of them there, because I think there was an opportunity for Caulry if they'd broken that tackle, he had right in on goal, but instead there's a free here now for Conor McCormick.
Yeah, it's not a simple one now. It's not a simple one to start your first free today. You could do with a handier one, but you'd expect him to score it.
It's a high left footed, they're all looking up at it, and the signal is that he has indeed got it on target. Caulry's first goal, but worryingly, Jerry taking over 10 minutes to get that score.
Yeah, and the $64,000 question will be, will Mark McHugh continue with Conor McCormick as a goalie, or will he be a forward next year? But that's Mark McHugh's decision, not mine. But mixed views on how the year went for him as a goalie, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the kick out again, gathered by the Caulry men, and they're coming forward here now. Shannon Baker has it again. Shannon fires it. Like you said, Jerry, that's more like what we become accustomed to.
He was a classy footballer, and he'd be disappointed. And I saw a rerun of that last miss, and it was a bad miss, but he showed a lot of composure there, and that will settle him and the team a bit, I think.
Absolutely. Kick out again, very, very close to the sideline. Gone out over the sideline. Caulry settling more into the game now. 4 points and 2 they trail. They have this line ball. Terrible kick there and intercepted there by Hagan Knight. Hagan gives it into Billy Berry. Billy trying to get away from his man, has to hold it. Good defending there by Sean Clinton. Forces the Moate man just to come back out with the possession. Now Robbie Ford gets involved, and Robbie, but Kevin Maguire looks like he's going to have the job of tracking Robbie Ford for the day. He gives the ball inside now. There's a chance for James Bracken to go through. Bracken still has it. He's inside the D. Doesn't take on the shot. Moate have had the opportunity there maybe to pull the trigger there, but it was Conor Bracken with that opportunity, but he was shut down there, and they try a different angle of attack on it. Coming in from that far side, Robbie Ford just steps away into a little bit of space, but he's been tracked now by Shane Lawless. Tries to get a little bit of room, but good defender from the Caulry men, making life very, very awkward for Moate. Robbie Ford now on to Darrell Lowry. Lowry hasn't been involved much in the game so far, has a couple of teammates over here. One is his midfield partner, Harry Nile. Harry has a look, goes down the head, goes forward. 2 more players almost run into each other. They still hold on to the possession. Paul Gorman has it now. Solon with the left foot sees that there's a little bit of space on, and then sees that Toby's going to run. Tug on the jersey there that the referee didn't see then. And Toby, he'll feel aggrieved there, but he committed the foul then, and Caulry gets possession back, and they come down the field with a good defending there by Cathal O'Brien. He was right in on top of his opponent there. That was Tiernan O'Donovan, and made sure O'Donovan didn't get the possession, and won't have it again, coming forward again where there's a nice ball played down this side, picked up right at his bootlaces there by Conor Bracken. Bracken gives it inside to Billy Berry. Billy injects a little bit of pace. Now Robbie Ford has a Robbie. Can he get away from a couple of defenders? He doesn't do. Gets the shot in and he gets the score. Again, quality play from a man I think that has any amount of potential here. He is a quality player already, but Moate will be looking for him to lead this team.
Yeah, and he's kind of nailed down his place. He was a kind of a fringe player for Westmeath for a couple of years, but I think as of the end of 2025 he's nailed down his place, and I think the confidence of being an inter-county player is shown in his club football as well.
Absolutely. Kevin Maguire's went for the short kick out. Jack Connaughton found him with it. Kevin fouled then, and free out for the Caulry men that they've already taken, and Owen Grannon now has a chance to come forward in a little bit of space. Damien Dolan, the evergreen Damien Dolan, has possession for the Caulry men out around the middle of the field, gives it quickly on to Conor McCormick, and with that cultured left foot of his, fires the ball in, right in front of Luke Buckley. Luke recycles it back out to McCormick, and he's looking to see if there's anyone going through the centre that he can use. Instead, fires it in, finds Shannon Baker. Baker spins away from his man, lovely ball inside, opportunity here, and finish to the back of the net. It's the number 18, Sean Murphy, that he almost ghosted in there, Jerry, and defence opened up. Shannon Baker, great vision there, he spun away from one tackle.
Yeah, Shannon Baker started the game disappointingly, but showing a bit of class now, both with the point he took and with setting up that goal. And very well taken by Sean Murphy. Wasn't an easy finish.
Yeah, Caulry coming to life now as Damien Dolan wins the break on that kick out. Very close to the sideline here. Referee allows him to get stuck into each other, and Damien feels a little bit of grief there. Forced out the motor, forced him out over the sideline, and line ball given to Moate. Collision there off the ball there. Shannon Baker, one of the more players has remained down here, but referee sees nothing wrong with it, and James Bracken has a chance to come forward with it. Darren Lowry trying to get away from Tyke Baker, gives it inside, and Moate quickly put it through the hands. Billy Berry, Billy lays it off. There's 4 or 5 more players here all along Caulry's 65-metre line. Darren Lowry has no room to get away. The Baker brothers were both there trying to shut him down, but there's a chance now for Paul Gorman. Quick hands it goes, and now Robbie Ford has a Robbie. We're trying to set up something here. Kevin Maguire is there for company, as he has been right through the opening 16 minutes or so. Kevin just using all his experience there, making sure that Robbie Ford doesn't get the shot away, but Moate retain that possession, come away from the terrace side, and now they're working across here towards the stand side. Harry Nile trying to get away from his man. Harry, he's a big, strong man. He's carrying it forward. Toby has been there for in support there. The pass didn't come orthodox to him, but Toby picks it up and gives it inside. And then Billy Berry has a penalty. Billy, lovely play there from Billy Berry. That's his second point. The first one coming from a free, but he used the run there of Toby Conte to great effect. Toby took a couple of players away, and Billy had the room then and clipped a nice point. Lively game, Jerry. 6 points to 1-2. We're only 16 minutes gone.
Yeah, it was all Moate in the early stages, but they didn't capitalise on the scoreboard. But that goal by Sean Murphy has brought Caulry right back into it. I still say Moate marginally ahead. I mean, they're ahead by a point in the scoreboard, and deservedly so. But you know, we expected a close game in this, and to date, that's the way it's shaping up.
Yeah, Caulry have possession again here now with Stephen Connolly. Connolly striding down the centre. Darrell Lowry trying to close him down, but ball fisted inside. But Caulry retained the possession back here with Damien Dolan. Dolan has Tyke Baker in support if he needs him. Tyke just looks up and sees that Stephen Connolly is in space here on this side. Connolly treads one through and he takes the return pass here, trying to get it around Cathal O'Brien there. He's still going. Both defenders trying to get him pushed. Was he pushed? He goes to the ground. I didn't know whether he was fouled or not, but the referee didn't blow the whistle, and as he attempted to hand pass the ball back out, it goes off the hands of a Moate defender in there. It's gone out for a 45. But Moate management will be a little bit concerned, Jerry. It's very, very easy there, the way that Stephen Connolly just got right into the heart of their defence there and almost had another opportunity of a goal on
it. It was one of those kind of little ones that if it was further out the pitch might have been penalised, but you're not going to get penalty out of it. That's the way I would look at it, you know. So chance now for Conor McCormick to slot this over and bring the sides level.
It's a nice connection. It cuts it in off the post. Lovely strike there from the 45. Yeah,
when he was goalie for Westmeath, he never got a chance really to show how good he is at taking scores just with the new rules in forward. So we all know he's a quality forward, and that was struck with great aplomb. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, just off that right post there, short, just drifted inside it, and from the kick out of short, Caulry committed the foul. Moate had the possession, free awarded. And Moate are on the attack here now. And they're working down with Hagan now. Hagan gets a little bit of space. He's encouraged to go into that space. Comes towards the D, pops it in quickly to Toby. Toby needed somebody going off that right side. Does very, very well with 4 defenders around him to retain the possession. Ball is worked back out as far as Robbie Ford. Collision there off the ball between 2 of the players there. The referee doesn't see anything wrong, telling the Moate player to get back on his feet. Moate won't mind, they have the possession. Darrell Lowry is there. Just turns around and sees here that James Bracken has a little bit of space here on this side. He's encouraged now to head towards the 45. Injects a little bit of pace into it and then pops the ball on here to Harry Nile. Harry. And then Nutty making the run inside, but instead he waits for Billy Berry to get involved. Billy on his left foot tries to come back, gets inside one defender. A bit of space opens up on him. Number 13 fires in high. I don't know whether there's enough on it or not. The goalkeeper did very, very well, but Billy Berry is back in and he fists the ball up in the air and manages to drop over the bar. He took the shot in initially, Jerry. It seemed to hold up on it, but the defenders and the goalkeeper had to deal with it.
Yeah, it could have ended up anywhere, and I suppose Billy showed great initiative to be there at the end of his own shot, so to speak, and fisted over the bar. And it was a difficult one to get over the bar, so it was a very useful score for Moate.
Kick out here was off the hand there of Stephen Connolly, and his both men are back there to pick it up. James Bracken it is, and Bracken gives it on now to Robbie Ford. Robbie trying to take on Shane Lawless. Lawless shepherding them in towards the centre. Billy Berry is on it again. They're looking for Toby inside. Toby can't get two hands on it that time because it's broken away from him. And Kevin Maguire is there to pick up the breaking ball. And Caulry take it out. Stephen Connolly, he's been very involved in it. Gets it on now to Conor McCormick. McCormick fouled as he turned in and gets the free, and he's gone. Takes it quickly now. Driving forward with the left foot. Fires in a dangerous ball. It's going to the goalkeeper's got to be careful here. James Mitchell did well. The ball breaks there, but there's no one in the goals. Oh, it's off the post. I think it was Tyrone O'Donovan that got the shot. The goalkeeper did knock it around, but Caulry still have an opportunity here. Can they get a score over it? Working it back in. Sean Murphy, the goal scorer, has to come back out the field. He does very well. He'll give it back out to Stephen Connolly. Connolly trying to get away from his man and then goes in through the tackle. Comes forward. Referee playing an advantage. I think Stephen Connolly at this stage is prepared to take the free, but he gets the shot in. It goes left and wide. I think the referee is going to bring it back. We're looking at the replay or the...
Yeah, it was Tiernan O'Donovan, all right. I think he had a goal in his mind, to be honest with you. And he was very unlucky it didn't go in, to be honest with you.
Yeah, James Mitchell had done well initially, Jerry. He came out, I don't think he fouled the Caulry player. He got a touch on the ball, it got away, but he broke kindly to the Caulry man, and, you know, he heads up play there from the corner forward. I agree with you. I think he had the chance to lob the keeper there, is what he was looking at there, but luckily for Moate, just hit the upright as James Mitchell was scrambling back here, but as a result of it all, there's a chance now for Conor McCormick with the left foot. Fires it in. And it is a two-pointer.
Yeah. He's striking those place balls very, very well, really, you know. Beautiful trajectory on them and never any doubt.
You know, Caulry from trailing 4 points to 1 at one stage have now gone 1-5 to 7 points clear. Good kick out again, finds Harry Nile. Harry on the attack, Damien Dolan reached in behind it very well. Both man went to ground, but referee said there was nothing wrong with the tackle. Damien Dolan using all his experience, got a hand in, got a touch on it, and gets possession back for his side. And Sean Murphy is on the attack, down that far side of the field. Looks around him. Still he's allowed to come forward, pops it inside to Ty Baker with Conor McCormick coming on the loop. He takes the shot in, but no. Immediately it left his boot. He knew it wasn't.
Yeah, he just wasn't steady when he was kicking that, and it was never going to go over the bar. But he's made a big contribution so far, Conor. And as I said, if he's not the goalie for Westmeath next year, he's certainly in contention for a place in the forward line.
Yep, kick out again for James Mitchell. James, nice kick out again. Finds Darrell Lowry coming forward in the space. Lowry with the possession. Seems to be been marked right through the game here by Ty Baker. Ty just remaining with him, but won't have the possession here now with James Bracken. Bracken back into the centre. It's very, very tight in there. Lowry just takes away there now, and Cathal O'Brien, the latest to be involved, working back here. Lowry just trying to shut them down here. And there is a chance here for the wing back there, James Bracken, to get out and hurry it forward. And eventually does get it out to Robbie Ford. Robbie been closed down there by Tiernan O'Donovan. O'Donovan does very well, but Robbie Ford looks across into the centre where Darrell Lowry gets it into his hand at the second attempt. Looks up and with the right foot sees he has a man in space over on that far side. Jerry Caulry making life very, very difficult for the Moate to get the shots in. They're going man to man as such there, and every time there is a little bit of space, they seem to be able to close it down. But now there's a chance for Harry Knight. He did get a little bit of space.
He was listening to us. Yeah, very well taken from Harry Knight. So that's a 1 pointer. A 1 pointer,
yeah.
The goal was only 2 pointer, yeah. We're all aboard here, and probably a fair reflection of the play so far, really. You know, we said in the first game we thought it'd be close and ended up one-sided. We're saying in this game it'll be close, and I think it will be.
Jack Connerton taking the cap off and dropped it on the ground beside him as he looks around him and sees can he go short with it. Just manages to bounce it out across the 40-metre line. And Caulry have possession there. It's coming forward is Glenn Carlin. Glenn with a nice ball inside now for Ty Baker. Ty heads into the more half of the field, looks up and sees Stephen Connolly in space. Connolly with a chance to come forward. First time, gives it in towards Tiernan O'Donovan. O'Donovan slips by the tackle there of Darrell Lowry. Lowry right back in, and this time referee is signaling foul on the Caulry man as he was going to ground there Free, it's taken quickly. Conor McCormick back to Stephen Connolly again. Connolly, so looking around him. McCormick still involved there. Gives it back into Connolly again. Connolly with the right foot, looking for the man in space over on the far side. That man over there is the number 20, Luke Buckley. Luke had a chance to take the shot on there, but won't do well to come back in, get around him and get possession back, and Cathal O'Brien comes out. Nice kick pass across to the far side. Dylan Nulty has a little bit of space, but Dylan slows down there by Kevin Maguire, so he just comes back into his own half of the field, and they go across from left. Now here for Darrell Lowry. We haven't yet seen any of his trademark runs there where he gets on a breaking ball into space. He carries this one forward, and Hagan Niall joins him here, and Hagan throws down as well. Turn around, give it back to Billy Berry. Billy sees a little bit of space, and he's almost forced to go and then tackle well as he was trying to get the pass away, and picked up by Senna Baker. Now a chance for Kevin Maguire. Get the head up and see, is there a little bit of space ahead of him? He's still allowed to carry it forward. Doesn't take on the shot, instead he gives it to Donovan. Donovan does give it back to Conor McCormick, and McCormick does take the shot in, and that one, unfortunately, gone across the face of goal. I think it's wide number 3, Jerry, for the Caulry men, but good defending right back here where they turned over the Moate man, Billy Berry, and then ended up with that shot. Disappointed they didn't get the score out.
Yeah, you saw me thunder a little bit there on Darrell Lowry. I was just about to say he's been a key player for Moate the last couple of years, and just hasn't really got into this game yet. And if Moate are to win here today, I think we'll be expecting a little bit more from him, but it's early days yet.
Yeah. Toby Conte has gone out more towards the middle of the field, trying to get involved in the play. He's been kind of isolated inside, but Caulry win the kick out. Now they're on the attack with it as well. Ball is moved back, and the shot eventually does come in, but that one is not on target either. Yeah. Wide's coming thick and fast as far as the Caulry men are concerned.
Yeah. They're not desperately difficult chances, Ray. I think the lads will look back on those and be a bit disappointed. A bit of time to look up there and slot that over the bar. A disappointing miss, I have to say.
Yeah. Kick out again for James Mitchell. Mitchell goes high with it. Out of goal. And jump there by the centre half back there. That was Owen Granham, because that was an important touch for him, because the Moate man had drifted inside of the ball and broken through. And Ty Baker now. Ty coming forward. As is Sean Clinton, the number 4. Gives it back to Maguire. Maguire coming inside and then takes 3 more players out with a lovely fisted pass here, and they can work it inside again. Tiernan O'Donovan had time to steady himself there, and good defensive work there by the Moate man, but again struggled to get the ball away, and eventually step it in to take possession for them is Paul Gorman. And Paul, long ball over to the far side. It's very close to the sideline. Conor Bracken as well to keep it in play. Been shut down immediately, but has Robbie Ford in support. Ford comes across almost on the halfway line. Robbie just holding that possession, invites Paul Gorman to join the attack with the left foot. He's going to try and get it in. Toby has made his way back in to the edge of the square there, and good defending by the Caulry man. Pass not the best in the world, dropping right at his feet, but Caulry had enough numbers there around him, and they win possession back, and Damien Dolan carries it forward here now, and Stephen Connolly. Stephen into the Moate half of the field, goes inside, but he's just closed down for a minute, pops it back as far as Damien Dolan. Tyke Baker's there calling for a fisted pass over to the other wing back. That's Oisin Shorter. Oisin carries it forward. 59, we're almost into the last minute. 8 points to Moate All Whites, 1 goal and 5 to Caulry. We're all tied. It's Kevin Maguire, the latest Caulry man, to get on possession. Conor McCormick comes around, and then ball is cut into the centre. Hand and error there by the Caulry men. They'll be annoyed with that now, because it gives Robbie Ford a chance to take on their defence. David Dolan is trying to shut him down, but Ford pops it inside to Toby. Toby turns on to his left. Needs a little bit of support. He has it there now from Conor Bracken. Bracken, he pulls the trigger, but they'll be disappointed with that one. High up in the wind, off the outside. The boot on harmlessly out over the end line and wide, and a good opportunity.
That's a poor effort. That was just as they say, a Hail-Berry shot, really. There was time to compose themselves there. Just the rerun there of a minute or two ago confirms what I thought. Tiernan O'Donovan, there wasn't really a goal on there, and you can't kick a ball through a player, so I thought he might have been better going for his point, but nothing between them, Ray, as I say. Not vintage football, but there's the half-time whistle, and nothing between them, and you know it's going to be a riveting second half, I think.
Yeah, there's so much at stake here, really, for both these clubs. You know, there's a place in the quarter-final. There's a promotion, obviously, of it as well, where you go up into Section A next year, which almost guarantees you 2 years of senior football, because we've seen Moate last year in this Section B last year came within the kick of the ball and going back down to intermediate level. So they like to get up there. You know, all right, you're playing more competition, but it does, you know, guarantee the extra year up there. And you know, Moate are young and they'll benefit from the experience. Caulry have been up there more recently. They want to get back up there as well.
Yeah, of the 6 games this weekend, you could make an argument that there's nearly the most at stake for the reasons you've just outlined. You know, I mean, there's a quarter-final stake, which gives you a place, which gives you kind of a, you know, a free shot at progressing. But more importantly, to get up to that A section where you have a decent chance then of getting the top 4 and you're guaranteed your second year. So huge amount at stake, and it's probably shown in some of the errors that have been made. Having said that, it's an enjoyable match. It's close, and I'd be very surprised if it isn't close at the end.
Harry Niall started it off with a 2-pointer. He got another one from play. Robbie Ford with a free, another one from play. Billy Berry, 3 points, 1 from a free as well. That's, I think, the 8 points that Moate White have. We have a 2-point free from Conor McConnell with 45 in a free. That's 4 points. The goal from Sean Murphy and a point from Senna Baker. But I think that accounts for everything here. It is that tight. Viewers at home, if you're watching it, it's tight in here. It's going to be even more tighter and tenser, I think, if anything, in the second half. But myself and Jerry will take a break here on the commentary where it is half time. We're all tight, and just while we are talking about all tight, I think the draw would be sufficient for Moate White.
That's my understanding
as well.
Yeah,
but look, we'll be back in good time for the second half anyway. Join us then.
TEG, proud sponsors of TEG Cusick Park, serving aviation, biopharmaceuticals and medical industries across the globe. TEG has been to the fore in the fight against COVID-19 with our customers and partners, a local business employing local people. Visit teg.com/careers to learn more. Wishing all our GAA patrons a safe passage through the championship.
Seventh Coaches, proud sponsor of Westmeath GAA Hurling Championships. Clark's Bar, wishing all teams the very best today. MJ Stone Building and Developments, proud sponsor of Westmeath GAA.
Cusick Park pitch is 145 metres long. Imagine 3 of these bridge beams would make up the length of the pitch. Now transport 30 of them from Harney to Kildare. A challenge overcome by a great team with the support of a great community. My name is Pat Barrett, Project Manager, Shay Murtagh Precast.
Welcome everybody back to TG Cusick Park. Moate already out and now just been recently joined by the men from Caulry. Jerry, I think I see a sub there on the Caulry team, number 19. Number 19 is Colin Murphy.
Yeah.
I'm just looking to see who has.
Substitution of the Caulry team, number 6, Owen Brennan, is replaced with number 19, Colin Murphy.
Yeah.
And the Moate White team, number 10, Ira Jack, Conor Bracken, is replaced with Cooley Jake, number 15, Roland Murray.
Very good.
No, change from both sides. Jerry, just after being announced, Ronan Murray, wearing the number 15, has come in for Moate to replace Conor Bracken, and number 19, Colin Murphy, replaces Owen Bracken as Andy Kelly throws the ball up as high as I've seen any referee throwing it up for the start of the second half. The ball moved inside, broken down. There's a chance for Caulry men ushing short. All ushing goes to ground, can't get possession on it. There's a bit stopping there, but that man Tiernan Donovan managed to come away with it. Tiernan, nice ball inside here, first opportunity with it. Might just be gone. Stephen Connolly didn't get it at the first attempt when he was trying to take it on the turn, but he does very well to pop it back out now to Conor McCormack. McCormack with that left foot, he fires it in and he shows his intent. And the referee has signaled, I think, a two-pointer as well there. So the second two-pointer from Conor McCormack. I thought he might have been just inside it, but the referee closer than we are. So that's the start that the Caulry men wanted.
Yeah, that's a great kick. Great kick.
Huge catch by Toby Conte in the middle of the field. Goes to ground, gets up, takes it quickly. Pass is fired inside. Gathered in there by Hagan Niall. Hagan tackled hard. Caulry's support now starting to come to life as well now, because they're on the attack here now with Senna Baker. Baker trying to get away from Paul Gorman. He's got a little bit of space. He's still going. But absolutely brilliant tracking back there by Harry Niall. Just knocked it away. Baker sits on the ground forlornly, but referee, he's been consistent right through this game. He allowed the Caulry men to get in attack, and I think it was in that open half that time. It's the Moate men, they got it now. Robbie Ford. Robbie bursting forward, does very well. And can he finish? He can indeed. That's a great response here from Robbie Ford.
Yeah.
That's the leadership they need. Jerry, we were talking off camera. Moate, if they're going to win this game, need to get more out of Darrell Lowry in the second half.
They do indeed, yeah. I've never seen him as quiet now as he was in the first half, to be honest with you. But Robbie Ford showing great leadership there. And I just had a look at the rerun there of Conor McCormack, just on the line, so I think on the line qualifies as a two-pointer.
Huge catch there on the kick-out by Stephen Connolly. Takes the mark and gives it off to Kevin Maguire. Maguire fisted ball inside where Senna Baker is back on his feet. Conor McCormack takes the ball, carrying it forward, looking around and seeing what options are there. Fists it over there to Tiernan O'Donovan. Tiernan just holds that possession, gives it back now to McCormack again. McCormack directing the traffic in there, and he pops it back now to Sean Clinton. Clinton thought about going into the centre to Stephen Connolly. Instead, goes inside to the man that's just been introduced. That's Colin Murphy. Murphy, his ball inside, it might work out. There's good defending there by the Moate man, just got a fist on it. It came in the direction of Tyke Baker, but Tyke didn't get it in the first attempt. And then the ball on the shot coming in there from Colin Murphy. Colin not on target. Gone left and wide. I think that's wide number 5 for the Caulry men, the first and the second half.
Yeah, Tyke Baker, you know, hasn't started in this game either. They want a little bit more Caulry from the Baker brothers. They're both talented footballers, and you know, key men are going to win this game one way or other, for one side or other. Right?
Yeah, kicked out straight into the middle of Ronan Murray, one of the smallest players out there, but didn't even have to leave the ground. But he comes forward, gives it on to Toby Conte. Toby, referee again, allows the play to go on. No foul, he says, and then Toby does very well to wait for Robbie Ford to come above and run. Robbie trying to get through a very, very narrow gap there that was closed down by 3 defenders. And game starting to open up a little bit more now as Senna Baker comes out in front of Cathal O'Brien. O'Brien does very well to stay with him, has him very close to the side. Now, great defending there by them, full back there. Turns the possession back over for his side. They had lost it back in the first half, and now a chance for Lowry to come forward. He picks a nice little ball over to Ronan Murray. Murray was listed to start, so he's going to try and prove a point to his man, but he carries it forward. He goes to go. Referee certainly given no handy freeze here, and now too many steps taken by the Moate man. Not much he could do about it when he awards the free. And Colin Murphy now coming forward. Robbie Ford trying to get back in and get the tackle on it. Caulry hold that possession. Conor McCormack He's involved in it again. He has another man over on the far side. That man is Stephen Connolly. Connolly just lays it back to McCormack again. Moate get back into their defensive shape here now. The corner back there is Sean Clinton. Sean gets away from his man. He's coming forward when the referee is playing an advantage. At least he had his hand in the air. Might have been just telling the Caulry man to stay going, but Caulry still have the possession here now with Conor McCormack. Kevin Maguire out there had a little bit of support here, and they played by Billy Berry. Nothing Billy could do without number 2-1 there, and McCormack treads one down the line. Colin Murphy comes across into the centre, has a look, he's on the 45, thought about pulling the trigger in his head, pops it on out to Ty Baker. Ty, inside it goes as far as Shane Lawless. Lawless on to Senan Baker. Senan does well to keep the possession there. Moate just closing him down here now. Ty Baker just pops it back into the centre where Sean Clinton has a chance now as he carries it towards the 45-metre line. Stephen Connolly is over there, but the corner back took a good few steps on it, and yeah, the referee is bang on the money there. Moate trying to capitalise on now. They're coming forward here. Quickly take one. Billy Berry now has a lot of space in front of him. Comes inside. Is he going to fancy this one himself? He is, but not the right option. Might have been the right option, but not the right execution there. Straight into the hands of the goalkeeper there, Jack Connaughton, and an opportunity spurned there.
Oh, big time, yeah. Billy took a couple of great scores in the first half. That has to go down as a bad miss now, and you know, these things can be costly. It's going to be a very tight game, and really chances like that have to be taken.
Yeah, a little bit sloppy here from the Caulry men, but they do manage to retain the possession as Conor McCormack gave it on to Ty Baker, who now finds Tiernan O'Donovan. O'Donovan off to Senan Baker from outside the arc, and I think Senan likes a look at this one. And why wouldn't he? Beautiful 2-pointer there off the left foot, not on the correct side even for a left-footed kicker, or for with that left foot, Jerry, but he guided in, but he kind of knew by the way he looked at it when he left his foot.
Yeah, Senan Baker hit the scene a few years back, and people were talking about him as the next John Hestlin. Now, he's still young enough to be the next John Hestlin, but there was John Hestlin-esque technique in that.
Absolutely. Want to get the kick out of the way, Dylan Dunphy's under a little bit of pressure. Needs a bit of support there. He has it there from his cornerback. That's Andrew Gorman. Working inside now. There's a chance for Darrell Lowry. He's trying to get away from Senan Baker. Right down the centre he goes now. Can he get the shot in? But he does. But
that's the first run we saw from Darrell Lowry, but unfortunately it came to nothing, you know, and those runs are no good unless you have scores on the board.
No finish to it. Kick out. Nice kick out again from Jack Connaughton. Finds Ty Baker. Coming across into space. 3 between them. 9 to 9 points as Baker pops the ball inside as far as Glenn Carroll. Glenn lays it off quickly in here now. That was the man that got the goal there. That was Sean Murphy. But back out now with Conor McCormack with that left foot, despite the best efforts of the Moate defenders there. But a little bit of venom in that one there, Jerry, right from that over the bar. And certainly, whatever the management, Pat Flanagan, said to his men at half time, they have certainly come out alive during the second half.
Oh, absolutely. Pat Flanagan had a very disappointing first year with Caulry, but at the moment now they're looking that they've a decent chance of winning this game, which will be serious progress for them. Conor McCormack has taken his chances very, very well, and again, to repeat, if he's to challenge for a position next year, it could be in the forward line.
Yeah, Caulry have won this kick out now, and they're on the move again here now. Another opportunity here. They're going to keep that scoreboard ticking over there. It was Luke Buckley, I think, the number 20, I think it was, that finished that one over the bar. There's another sub coming in for Moate here. Number 25 is
John Corbally.
Even though I think that's Rory Cunningham that has come in there. It's Hagan Nine, the man the making his way out.
They were a FedEx goal number 25, John Carmody replaced a FedEx train number 23, Hagan 9. That's 25 to 23 for more.
Yeah, the sub, the programme is John Corbally, but I think that's Rory Cunningham that is wearing the number 25 jersey, but we'll get that clarified because from the kick out, Caulry started to dominate this game. They're coming forward here now with Kevin Maguire. Maguire pops it off. The man that got the last point, that's Luke Buckley. They work it over Tiernan O'Donovan.
Yeah.
Conor McCormack now from outside the arc as well with the left foot. It's a dangerous ball. It's inside. Ty Baker's in. Ty Baker has finished to the back of the net. There's a shot in from Conor McCormack. Baker was in behind his man there. He got him. There was absolutely nothing that John Mitchell could do with him. But now, plenty of daylight between the sides now. 2-11 for the Caulry men. 9 points for Moate. The man that was introduced there, we can confirm, is Rory Cunningham. He's involved here now. There's a chance now for Darrell Lowry coming forward. Superb tracking back there by Damien Dolan, and he robbed the Moate man in full flight. Caulry have possession now. They're coming forward here again. Good tackling there by Robbie Ford on the Caulry man. Referee has been consistent. He hasn't been given those kind of frees all day. Rory Cunningham now is very close to the sideline. Wrapped up here by pushing short on. Free taken.
Just a mistake on that substitution, number 25 from Moate in the morning is actually Rory Cunningham.
Good spot from you there, Ray. You know your players.
10.5 minutes gone. Jerry, 8 points between them. Moate need to get that scoreboard moving.
Big lead, you know. I put my foot in it there a few minutes ago. Said this is definitely going to be close, but at the moment there's only one team in it, and Moate need at least a point out of this.
Yeah, and Toby Dante has it here, trying to get a little bit of room. And then Toby is kicking. We've seen Toby scoring some cracking scores here in the different group games, Jerry, but that's not having one of his better days here.
No, that knocks the stuffing out of a team, to be honest with you. You know, a team that's 8 points in arrears needs to be taking simple chances like that, and that's not a good sign.
Jack Connaughton with a great kick out, finds Senna Baker Nate with his pace. Fabulous kick from Baker. That's his second 2-pointer. Both of them coming almost on the same spot in the field. And certainly a lot. We're gone to a 10-point lead, Jerry, out of teams tied
the new rules in these 2-pointers, and that's the Senna Baker that we saw as a 17, 18-year-old, and we were thinking was going to, be a superstar at Westmeath. And certainly if we can play like that in a maroon jersey, we're looking forward to seeing it. They're 2 phenomenal scores.
Yeah, Moate trying to respond here now as Robbie Ford has gone now. Rory Cunningham is inside there, breaks inside. Can he finish it all? Oh, maybe a chance of just fisting it by the keeper there, but Jack Connaughton and his defenders, they did well. Lived a little bit dangerously on it, but keep their goal intact there now, and Caulry on the attack again now as they come forward here, where there's a chance for Sean Murphy. Murphy gets it inside, Tiernan O'Donovan. He's been lively right throughout the game. Carried down, just maybe a step too far because of good defending there by Tom Gorman. Moate turn it over now, and they're on the attack with Dylan Nolte. Nolte carrying it forward. Need scores, need to get that scoreboard taken over. Rory Cunningham makes himself available, tries to get by a couple of defenders. Back now as far as Ronan Murray. Murray being closed down. Great defending there by the Caulry men, but Murray does well, and on his right foot he fires that one in, and he fires it over the bar. Badly need a score for the Moate men, just closes the gap, keeps them in touch, and still 9 points between them. But we're almost 13 minutes gone in the second half, and Jack Connaughton kicks the ball out that no one seems to want to react to it. Eventually Darrell Lowry says he's the closest to it, he goes to it, but his pass is very careless there, and Ronan Murray was going to the ball there. Caulry defender diving in, and I think that's the right decision, Jerry. I think it went off the hand of the defender there. That's the corner back, Glenn Carroll, and he's not too happy, but I thought it was.
I agree with that, yeah. Again, a loosish enough pass from Darrell Lowry. He's just not on form today. Now there's still a quarter plus of the game left, but they need an awful lot more from him. This is a huge uphill task for Moate. I mean, Caulry are, well on top of this game.
Yeah, Robbie Ford and Ronan Murray are combining, but no space in there. They do get it inside to Lowry, as he's looking for somebody to make a run over on that far side. Has to hold the possession. They work it in quickly with James Bracken. Bracken gives it inside for Moate men trying to get space, but great pressure pull on the shot there, but it does drop in front of Toby Conte. Toby forced to go towards the sideline, does well to keep the possession. Moate with James Bracken. Bracken looks around, he has to come back as far as Paul Gorman. Paul heads towards the 45, and then he backs himself looking for the 2-pointer. Flared off the outside of his left foot there, and
That knocks the stuffing out of a team, to be honest with you, Ray. I said it earlier, you know, whatever chance you have, just a bit of composure and, you know, slowly but surely whittling down the score. When you're doing that, it knocks the stuffing out of a team. So unless there's something dramatic in the Moate locker that we haven't seen so far, this is Caulry's day by the looks of it.
Yeah. 2-13-10 as they get the kick out of the way short. Kevin Maguire makes a nice little move forward now to receive that ball as he heads into that more half of the field, sees a little bit of room. Darren Lowry trying to shut him down, gives it into Conor McConnell. McConnell steps by two defenders. He's still going in. Drops the shoulder. Has he got the power in the right foot? He has been kicking them left, he's kicking them right. That time, all too easy for the Caulry men to get in there.
Yeah, on his weaker foot, and still, you know, they're just going over one end of the pitch and they're not going over the other end, and that can only lead to one outcome unless there's a dramatic turnaround here.
And Dylan Nulty was almost pegged into the corner there, but great effort there from Senna Baker there to try and make life very, very difficult for Nulty. Won't get the free. Rory Cunningham goes down the line, but Ronan Murray did very well. He wasn't favoured to win that ball. He's been tackled hard there by Sean Clinton, not fairly by the number 4, so the referee is going to give him back. Jerry, just looking at Senna Baker down here. Senna spent the summer out of the country, but we have to remember that this year he had a very, very serious hamstring injury which curtailed his year, and I suppose it'll take some time to get back into form, but he's certainly coming into it at the right time as far as Caulry are concerned.
Yeah, those two pointers were absolute class scores, and while the goal was a straightforward chance, he still had to put it in the net, and you know, he's made a big contribution, and great hopes for him, the Westmeath team now in the next couple of years. If we can get him injury free and a regular participant, you know, he just could be that little gem that we're looking for.
Yeah, at the other end, another man who was featured with the Westmeath senior footballers in the past year, Robbie Ford with this freeze. Very sensual. I think he's inside the arc, very hard to see with the sunlight the way it's shining, but it's an opportunity that Moate need to take. Robbie doesn't get a great connection down, straight into the goalkeeper. Jack Connaughton's great for arms there. These are all just deflating. We have a
yes, kind of summing up Moate's day, that really, to be honest with you. You put your mortgage on Robbie Ford lobbing that over the bar.
Good. Hurry, come away with it. Darren Lowry tackling hard on the Moate and the Caulry on there. Lowry did very well, but Tyke Baker, sub coming in, the number 12 for Moate Hall White's coming in, his own Bracken. I think it's Billy Berry that's making his way off. Berry, 3 points in the first half.
Well, he's hobbling a bit there, Ray. I think he might be just, you know, he certainly wouldn't be coming off, I think, on the basis of contribution to the game. I think he's hobbling a bit.
Number 13, Billy Berry, is a place leaver and only one back.
Could be the final nail in the coffin, because he was a guy capable of taking scores there, and he's on the line now. So really Moate are just need to go to produce something miraculous here to get back into this game.
Yeah, Harry Niland taking the game to Caulry here now. Toby on his right foot, just a shot in.
No, didn't strike that with any confidence at all.
No,
and really, if you think about it, I mean, it's a big gap, but in the last 3-4 minutes, Moate are after missing a goal and 3 points. That'll make some difference to the scoreboard.
yeah, and that's what they need to do, but time is running out. There is still 12 minutes, so they need to get that scoreboard taken out as an injury. One of the more players here, looks like it's a hamstring injury, and is it Harry Nile, I think it is.
Yeah, they can ill afford anything else to go wrong at this stage, to be honest with you. It's been a disappointing day for them. I think the campaign they'll be satisfied with, but they would have been coming here expecting to be in a quarter final after today, and unless there's a dramatic change or turnaround, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, Harry is still there. He probably will go in and the edge of the square. There's a Caulry player down as well, but the referee is signaling for the kick out to go ahead, and they do exactly that. Sean Clinton gets it onto his other cornerback, Glenn Carroll, very, very close to the side of him. A good play by Colin Murphy as he keeps it in, and the two cornerbacks combined again. Ball was a little bit short there for Stephen Connolly, but he did well to get it back to Clinton again. Clinton carries it forward. Conor McConnell has a man over on that far side. Good tackle there by Darren Lowry, but the referee said it's an illegal tackle, so a free going to be another sub coming in for Caulry. Neil Clinton was listed the start of number 10. He's making his way in. Number 22 for Moate is Dara Delaney.
Yeah, it kind of sums up Dara Lowry's afternoon. There was a frustration in that tackle there, Ray, to be honest with you. It was certainly a free.
It is Harry Nile that's made his way off. I'm not sure who has come off on the Caulry team. They have a sub gun in, the number 10.
Does it look like Damien Dolan there? So Damien Dolan.
Neil Clinton. Damien Dolan, he's been a great campaigner, always gives 100% for his side. You know, in the veteran stage, at this stage, I think it's fair to say that Neil Clinton will replace him, as we're going to watch. It's Conor McCormick is going to attempt a two-pointer. He's about 54, 55 metre. Lovely short step from it. It's a fabulous kick there.
Yeah, I've said it several times, but you know, he really is striking that ball beautifully. Really now, you know, we talk about the Luke Loughlin's and the John Esplins, the way to strike the ball. Beautiful scores.
Yeah, 2 steps back, then bang over the bar. Pick out is gathered here now as a chance for Conor O'Brien to get forward. Right, with the reverse ball into Rory Cunningham. Cunningham over to the back. Far side for Ronan Murray. Had to lose him being fouled. Referee is not calling a free. Now let's see what's he going to give. I think it. You would imagine. Let's see what's he going to see. I thought if there was a foul at all, it was in.
I think he's giving it further back there, is it?
I think it might be alright. I think it might have been a foul.
Blatant foul. No, it wasn't blatant, but Robbie will surely tap this over, and he does.
Yeah. I think number 4 for the number 11 for Moate.
Barely raised a cheer from the Moate crowd, Ray, because you know it's not looking good for them here.
No, double score. Jerry 2-16, 22-11.
Yeah, I didn't envisage this, I have to say. I thought it would be tight.
You know, it has happened in both games today here on your VTV where they were potentially early to be tight and whatever, and then you know one team just seemed to open up in the second half and pull away comfortably, and that's the case here with just about 8 minutes to go, because Caulry very much on the ascendancy here now. Certainly well led there by their number 11. That's Conor McCormick. He gives it back as far as Neil Clinton. Clinton inside here. The Caulry men just slow it right down. Colin Murphy involved there as well. The cornerback is Sean Clinton. They have it over on that far side. Kevin Maguire then using all his experience. He's sitting back in now, not going forward nearly as much here now. A chance here for the number 18, Sean Murphy, to get forward. Sean gives it on now to Colin Murphy. Colin still going, being tackled hard, goes into the tackle, and the referee said, look, too many steps with it, or it's a free out. Free out for Moate. That's going to be taken here by Luke Whitney, but they need to really inject a little bit of urgency into this. Dylan Nulty is there to take the ball from again, goes into the centre, not only red jerseys there, so he pops it back as far as Paul Gorman, who gives it off quickly to James Bracken. A little bit of space now for Bracken to come forward into. Ball given inside. Oh, Andrew Gorman fouled there as he was going through there. Free taken quickly, but not taken in the right place. Conor O'Brien to the card. There's
team short, I think.
Yellow card, but Moate take the free now, and there's a chance for Colin O'Brien trying to get it in. Robbie Ford, and he's fouled. Yes, he was fouled. Now let's see, is this one in or outside? Referee's very adamant. I think he's just given it just outside. Maybe we'll get a better look on the replay, but it certainly, there's been a couple of those now.
My first instincts were penalty there, but
Robbie Ford clips his third from a free. He's 5th in total. 2-16 now to 12. And you know, as you said, Jerry,
maybe just on the line.
Moate and rue those chances that they have.
They could be a lot closer. They've been well beaten, but they could be an awful lot closer, Ray, as we say. I don't think it's sufficient time for them now to whittle this back.
Great catch on the kick out over there on the far side. Stephen Connolly going high. It takes him mark short and then getting a little bit carelessly, but I think when it's your day, those kind of balls break to you. It broke kindly here now to Conor McCormick. He has possession back inside his own 65. Trying to be closed down there by Paul Gorman, but Gorman outnumbered totally there, and eventually it moves across to the far side of the field. And then in a nice little pocket of space is Conor Murphy. He looks up inside quickly to Ty Baker. Ty has a look at the post. He gets his first goal of the game. But I think they're a reflection, Jerry, of the whole game all summed up there. Most struggling, trying to get a score at one end, and then Caulry come down, create an opening, and take the point very comfortably.
Absolutely. Ty probably hasn't been as prominent as maybe Caulry would expect him to be, but took that point well, and you've summed it up there. A confident team playing against a team low on confidence.
Yeah, Ronan Murray is heading very close to the end line, has to come back around, taking the hits from 2 or 3 defenders there, does very well to hold the possession, and then gives it back to Robbie Ford. Robbie. Kevin Maguire closing him down there as he goes into the centre. Does well not to give away a possession, but Darryl Lowry has it inside. He's still going. An awful lot of red jerseys in there. Pull back as he fly hacks at that one. No, he's actually, I think maybe his third time lucky, Cherry, because this time Enda Kelly, the referee, has gone in there and his arms wide open. Darryl Lowry did fly hack the ball and put it over the bar. He thought the referee was going to play an advantage, but instead he said that Lowry was fouled inside.
We might have another look at it here. Again, it was one of those close calls. They'll need to convert this penalty. I thought, like you, he was going to allow the point. Just see it here again. So he hasn't really been bursting through that much so far. Justin, I think it's correct call. Yeah, I think it's correct call.
Ryan Tomlins. Robbie Ford is the man that has the ball on the penalty spot in there. Jack Connaughton in the black jersey. He's facing him. Ford comes forward and then sends to keep it the wrong way. Low to the corner.
Gives him a glimmer of hope, but that's all it is.
We're back to 8 points. Clock said 26 and a half.
6, 7 at most left, and still a big lead.
Yeah, we want to be getting another one of them as quickly as they possibly can. But Jack Connaughton as well to get his kick out away. Gives it off to Glenn Carlin. Carlin moves it forward here now to Sean Clinton. Clinton being tackled hard by Ronan Murray, but he does well to hold the possession. Gives it inside to Colin Murphy. Murphy on here now to Glenn Carlin. And Tig Baker takes over. Tig about to be closed down here. But then long little ball in over the top there to Oisin Shorter. Oisin holds on to possession. The referee said he was being towed back. Senna Baker not going to get away with that one. He saw a little gap to get through there, but
meanwhile the clock ticks down
away, and left an opportunity off the left foot for Conor McCormick.
Yeah, and all I know on evidence so far, he'll slap this over. He's been very reliable, taking this one from his hands. I'm old enough to remember when you had to take the ball from the ground, and the great free takers when I was a kid, and I still like frees being taken from the ground, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and he's given an exhibition of long free kicking from the ground there. He fires this on high, he's curling in, but
there you go, put it on the ground, Conor.
Yeah, just dragged it across the front. There's another sub coming in for Moate. So number 18 is Conor Sheridan.
Conor would be annoyed with himself now. That game was closer, but it's still a big lead. But certainly should be scoring that right side for a left-footed kicker, etc.
Yeah, we see Dylan Nulty just being taken off the field on the far side of Conor Sheridan.
Number 19, Dylan Nulty, number 18, there's a place number 18, Conor Sheridan.
Conor Sheridan,
number 19,
yeah, sloppy piece of play in the middle of the field there until eventually Moate man comes in, and it is actually that man who's just been introduced as sub Conor Sheridan. Gets on to Toby Conte, who tries to set an attack here now with Cathal O'Brien, but handling error there, but they do well to keep it. Conor Sheridan there, I think he was lucky. I think there was grass under his fingernails there, Jerry. But
yeah. Just a minute of normal time left. We don't know how much added time, but
No call just yet.
I don't think Caulry are going to let this slip now.
Another sub coming in this time. It's a Caulry sub coming in. Number 15 is Alan Malin. Not sure.
I wonder if James Mitchell going to go for this or try and lob it in. Point isn't an awful lot of use to them at this stage.
Luke Buckley is command has gone off as Mitchell fires this one in. It's dropping inside. Shannon Baker went high there, got a fist to it there. Opportunity might still be there for the Moate men. The shot comes in. That's high and harmlessly wide across the face of the goals. No word on the extra time, Jerry, but
there's not going to be enough extra time to erode any chance here. 3 minutes.
At least 3 minutes additional time. At least 3 minutes.
yeah, Jack Connaughton's fired us in a great catch on him. Jerry, I'm not sure what way score difference is going to impact this game.
Yeah.
Does it impact us if we end up with 3 teams?
I want to double check that now, Ray. I haven't the official line on that now. I think a lot of people anticipated that Moate wouldn't lose this game and that we wouldn't be reverting to calculators and that, but that hasn't been the case.
No. Great defending there by the Caulry men. They win that ball. It was fired in, looking for a Moate man. Ronan Murray in the corner. Now there's a chance here for Colin Murphy to carry it forward. Gives it off to Shannon Baker, taking it off the shoulder. Shannon trying to be tracked there by James Bracken. Great strength there, shrugs him off. Still holds ball. Goes in there and with the left foot.
Yes. To repeat, that's the Shannon Baker we want to see in a maroon jersey.
Just ghosted by a couple of more defenders there. Just dropped the shoulder. No one able to put a hand on him. And quality off the left foot then clips the point. That's a goal and 6 for Shannon Baker. Ball is fired inside Moate, trying to continue. Keeping it going. Darragh Delaney. It's an inside. Popped it in as far as the number 12 there. The number 12 for Moate there is on Bracken. But Moate trying to bulldoze in here for a goal. Rory Cunningham has it. Rory takes a shot. It's gone wide, but referee is just bringing the ball in. 9 points between the sides. I think this is going to come down to scoring difference, Jerry. We're not overly sure on that, but we think that as it stands at the minute, it is Caulry that are going to make the knockout stages. Rory Cunningham is happy to take the point with that one.
Robbie Ford.
Well, sorry, my mistake. Another point. Robbie Ford.
Yeah, too little, too late. There's only a half a minute left here, and
yeah, into the last
just
half
hasn't
minute.
been Moate's day.
2:18 for Caulry, 1:13 for Moate all whites. As Jack Connaughton back there in. Kick out from Jack. Put over the bar. Superb catch over there. As Stephen Conlon. Stephen has been excellent throughout this game as well. Takes the mark, gives it on to Shannon Baker. Shannon inside where the number 15 is Alan Mullane. Alan just quite content to hold that possession now. Caulry get it inside now. Conor McConnell, he's not going to take on the shot either. Just knocks the ball back. The referee blows the full time whistle, and I think by the look of the it looks certainly from the reaction of Pat Flanagan and his mentors and supporters, I think it is Caulry that are going to go through more with their heads in their hands all over the pitch, but they didn't turn up, Jerry, especially didn't come out of the dressing room in the second half, and Caulry ran out worthy winners, 8 points the difference in the end.
Oh yeah, worth every point of it, and not a scoreline I envisaged, to be honest with you, but you know, I think Caulry have more maybe experience at this level than Moate, and it showed in this do or die match for them. And Pat Flanagan, a very experienced manager, and after a jittery year for him last year, I think he's confirmed that he's an astute manager, and there were worthy winners there. From a Moate perspective, very disappointing display today, but overall I think Moate having struggled to retain senior status last year, will consider this, a progressive year. But yeah, worthy winners, Caulry, and on that basis, assuming it is correct to say that they're in a quarter-final against Coruscant and Killygat, they'll give that lots.
Yeah, exactly. So, just waiting some of the scores here.
Final score, Lucan 122, St. Malachy's 110.
Lucan 1.
7 minutes left to play in the Caulry Castledaly.
Lucan 122, St. Malachy's 110. That's a result. The other game in this group is Caulry Castledaly is still not at an end yet. But Jerry, I think all the top players in this, especially in that second half, came from Caulry. But I was very impressed by the number 8, Stephen Connolly.
Yeah, very good. I've been watching him the last few years, and we often talk about lads that might be worth a look at for the county, and with the county manager not a million miles away here. But I would say that again about Stephen Connolly. He's always one of those very consistent club players, and then the players you'd expect to play well. Conor McCormick was very, very good again today. Simon Baker showed in flashes there why he's potentially a great player. And worthy winners and great excitement out there. I think after the year they had last year, they would have been expecting a lot more, having been in the county semi-final. But on that basis, very, very worthy winners today, albeit against a Moate white team that didn't really show up.
Yeah, at the end of today now, Jerry, we know all the lineups for the knockout stages start, of course, next Sunday. It's a quick turnover for the teams that go into the quarter-finals. There are going to be games now next weekend. So I suppose this week, you're talking to James Dolan here yesterday, that's all about recovery time now for the next week.
It is. You look at the Shamrocks match yesterday there, I was speaking to Meath broke after the game. They lost 2 lads in the first half to injury, Ryan Kelly and Davy Gavin, and really a fella getting injured. Very little time to be right a week later, but you can him and haw you like about split season and cramped games, but fixtures have to be fulfilled, and I would be loath to criticise fixture makers, and you'll always have injuries, that's the nature of sport now, particularly the new rules, all the running that's involved and tweaking little things here and there, and teams always have injuries. Paddy used to talk about his time in Westmeath about the rub of the relic, that he had the rub of the relic, and a lot of that was not picking up injuries, so part and parcel of the game.
I think looking down at these Caulry men, they won't have any injuries. They seem to be bouncing off the pitch, they're delighted with their victory, and the added bonus of local bragging rights, but they also go back now up into the top tier of next year as well. So they're a team in progress. Pat Flanagan, a hugely experienced manager as well. They'll be delighted with it. Year end's a little bit disappointing for the Moate men in the end. Didn't make the knockout stage. They were hoping to get themselves up into that top tier. But I think, like you said very well, Jerry, a year of progression for them. They won the under-20 championship last year. Plenty of underage talent there. So, I suppose overall, they have to be satisfied in some ways. New management brought in this year. They did improve matters as well, so they'll be looking for more of the same from next year. But we're going to finish up here on Earby TV. I want to thank Jerry Buckley for joining me. Ollie Gallagher has been on camera. Mark Pittman, as always, on the desk. Professional as ever, Mark. We thank you for doing the production on the game today. But it is the men from Mount Temple, from Caulry, that are going through to the quarter-finals. They're end up victorious here today on the final scoreline of 2 goals and 18 points from Moate All Whites, 1 goal and 13 points. From myself, Ray Gam, we're going to say goodbye, but we'll be back next weekend with plenty of action from the knockout stages of the Shay Murtagh Precast Senior and Intermediate Championships for 2025. So for now, goodbye from TG Cusick Park.
TEG, proud sponsors of TEG Cusick Park, serving aviation, biopharmaceuticals and medical industries across the globe. TEG has been to the fore in the fight against COVID-19 with our customers and partners. A local business employing local people. Visit teg.com/careers to learn more. Wishing all our GA patrons a safe passage through the championship.
Seventh Coaches, proud sponsor of Westmeath GA Hurling Championships. Clark's Bar, wishing all teams the very best today. MJ Stone Building and Developments, proud sponsor of Westmeath GA.
Cusick Park pitch is 145 metres long. Imagine 3 of these bridge beams would make up the length of the pitch. Now transport 30 of them from Harney to Kildare. A challenge overcome by a great team with the support of a great community. My name is Pat Barrett, Project Manager, Shay Murtagh Precast.